everyone, and welcome to the Pippins pregame show. I'm Chris Rosado Jr. Austin Plante came through as the hero last night, giving the Pippins a lead in the bottom of the 8th inning. They went on to win 6-5, securing the series win. They're now 4-1 against the Bend Elks this summer, looking for the series sweep tonight. The Pippins have swept 3 different teams at home this summer. However, just one of them a West Coast League opponent in the Ridgefield Raptors. When we come back, I'll take you through a recap of last night's game, including how the Pippins got out in front, how the Elks tied it up, and Austin Plante's go-ahead hit in that bottom of the 8th inning. After that, I will re-air for you a special segment after the Pippins 3-day skills camp last week. The Pippins have a 5-game homestand coming up next week and are taking advantage with a 2-day hitting camp and a 1-day skills camp. You can find out how to sign up through that in the segment you'll see later on in the pregame show, and I'll give you a special look inside last week's 3-day camp. Tonight, Dylan Bishop is on the mound, hometown kid for the Pippins. He has earned wins in both of his last 2 starts. He and the Pippins are both looking to make it 3 in a row. We'll be right back with a recap from last night right here on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we had gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Les Schwab Tires, proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Pippins pregame show. I'm Chris Rosado Jr., bringing you all of the action right here on the Pippins Broadcast Network throughout the season. Peyton Stumbo started on the mound last night for the Pippins, turned in a great start, 1 inning shy of a quality start. He allowed just 2 runs in 5 innings of work, but the damage came against him early.
He just got back yesterday, lined into right field. That will bounce fair into the right field corner off the fence. Picking it up is Taylor Holder in right field. Around to score is Gavin Rourke, and Greg Fuchs with an RBI double. A 3-1 pitch swung on and lined into shallow center. That will drop in for a base hit. Williamson still chasing it down. The runner from second, Fuchs, on his way to score. The throw will go to the plate, but way late.
And the Pippins found an answer in the bottom of the 2nd inning, started by Noah Williamson.
A 2-1 pitch. Bouncer up the middle. Will it get through? It's off the glove of the shortstop, Bryce Betcher. That was a hard chopper, not very of this year. And he knocks a line drive into right field. That'll be a base hit. Williamson thinking about heading to third, and now he does as the ball gets away from the right fielder, Chase Matheny. Carpentier was hard charging all the way. He's into second behind. The throw went there, and he's in safely. The 1-2 pitch. Grounded back up the middle. That'll get through. Skips right over the second base bag. Williamson scores easily from third. Carpentier rounding and scores without a throw. And the Pippins tie things up here in the bottom of the 2nd inning.
It was Noah Williamson and Michael Carpentier Jr. who again came through for the Pippins in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
They're wanting that pitch. The 2-2 laser down the third base line. That'll go into the corner, a base hit. Coming around to score the first run is Spencer Marenko. Chaz Myers held up at third, and Noah Williamson with a double, his 9th double of the season. He doesn't go as far outside. The 1-2 broke the bat. It's a slow roller to the shortstop, Betcher, who goes on the run. It bounces off the glove of the first baseman, Fuchs, who doesn't know where it is, but backing up the play was the pitcher, Williamson, scores from second.
After his rough first inning, Peyton Stumbo settled in and began dealing.
Runners on the corners still with 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning. Game tied at 2. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball froze him. Strikeout number 6 for Peyton Stumbo through 3 innings. He's set up on the outside now. The payoff pitch. Runners going. Swung on and grounded first base side. Lajoie on the awkward hop grabs it over to first where Stumbo is covering and steps on the bag. And Stumbo has some words for Greg Fuchs for their 5 runs, and the Elks with 6 hits and 2 runs. Up the middle to the shortstop to second base and over to first. And it's the first double play of the night turned by the Pippins. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runner on first base and 2 outs. The pitch swung on and missed. Doesn't strike out looking, but does strike out swinging. Peyton Stumbo, have yourself a night. Doubles his season high with 8 strikeouts to get through the 5th inning after getting the double play ball.
Stumbo was pulled after 5 innings of work, having allowed the 2 runs and a season-high 8 strikeouts. He was replaced by Peyton Robertson, who also fell into a little bit of trouble early on.
Wow, it's the 1-0 pitch. Grounder to the right side. That'll get through the infield, hits the lip of the grass and pops up. Taylor Holder to it. 1 run scores. The other one held up at third. The 1-0 pitch from Robertson. Swung on and lined over the head of Spencer Marenko at shortstop into left center. 1 run scores. Here comes a second. Noah Williamson throws to third. It doesn't get cut off. Throw goes back to second, but into second safely is Chase Matheny.
The game would remain tied at 5 until the bottom of the 8th inning when Taylor Holder singled to right to start the inning, sending Austin Plante to the plate.
Go, Taylor, go, Taylor, go, Taylor, go, go, go.
The 2-2 pitch. Holder takes off again. Plante checks his swing. Throw goes down to second, and Holder's in safely. It makes contact with the shortstop. That'll be obstruction, but he's on to third. They figure out whether they want to throw home, and wow, that just devolved quickly. Action, full count, pitch from Austin Plante. It's a high fly ball. Won't go out, but should be enough to score Holder. On the warning track is the right fielder, Chase Matheny, who makes the catch. Holder will tag, and the throw will get cut off at first base as Holder crosses the plate. So Holder with the leadoff base hit moves to second and third on the stolen base, and Austin Plante with the sacrifice fly. The entire dugout comes out to congratulate both Plante on the great hit and Taylor Holder making things happen on the base paths and giving the Pippins a 6-5 lead here in the bottom of the 8th.
Julian Totten-Chabot had pitched perfect 7th and 8th innings. He was the pitcher of record when Plante gave the Pippins the lead, the final lead 6-5. So Totten-Chabot gets the win. Landon Shire comes in and closes down the 9th for a league-leading 6th save of the season. The Pippins win the series last night. They're looking for a sweep tonight. When we come back, give you an inside look at what your athlete might be able to expect if you sign them up for one of the 2 camps the Pippins will hold next week right here on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Stay connected and let Perry Technical Institute provide you with essential skills to take your career to the next level. Perry Tech offers 14 specialized programs, from instrumentation and industrial automation to medical technologies, agricultural and diesel equipment technology, and professional truck driving. In as little as 5 weeks, you could be on your way to a new rewarding career. Call Perry Technical Institute today at 509-453-0374 or visit perrytech.edu.
What has not traveling this last year really cost us? How about our peace of mind? It's time for a change of pace. Time to put aside the stress of the last year and get a new perspective with Fly YKM. Take back the time you lost and save time for what really matters. It's time for Fly YKM. Fly faster. Fly safer. Visit flyykm.com and connect to over 88 cities today.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Chris Rosato Jr. Special one for you. The Pippins, as I speak right now, are wrapping up their first 3-day skills camp of the summer. They have one more later on this summer, a great opportunity for kids aged 7 to 18. A wide age range here, full of activities, full of drills that help players develop, led by both the coaches of the Pippins and some of the players. Take a look at some of the action over the last few days. opportunity for young players to get to see how college coaches coach, as well as how some of the players play and interact with young fans. We've had a few different players come through these camps over the last 3 days. There's a good opportunity that your favorite kid will get to interact with their favorite player here at these camps, but the players get something out of it too.
It's awesome just seeing the different personalities that each kid carries to the field. It's very fun to work with the youth, honestly. Just to get them outside, get them out of the house, and just have fun. Fun at the ballpark.
Unbelievable amounts of fun. The kids are great. Atmosphere's been awesome. Weather's been unbelievable. It's just great coming out here with the kids every day, getting work in, and having a good time.
Yeah, the last 3 days, it's extremely fun. I've always really enjoyed kids camp. I was fortunate enough when I was a player to have parents that made sure that I was always in lots of camps, and I felt like I fell in love with the game of baseball by being at camp. So it's always rewarding, something I always look forward to. You hear the cheering in the background of the tennis ball games, but it's something I always love doing to give back. And it's I really mostly enjoy seeing our current Pippins also giving back. You know, a lot of these guys are still in college. It gives us a chance as a coaching staff to see them work with the youth, see them interact a whole lot different. They get to be goofy, let their personalities come out. You know, a bunch of funny nicknames that the campers have for the coaches and have for the Pippins. But really, it's just been a great 3 days. I know we're really fired up for pizza and slip and slide here in about 20 minutes. But it's been an excellent 3 days, and what a great turnout. I think we have 68 kids at camp, so great number. Good to see Yakima supporting the Pippins and being out here for camps.
Mentioned this is the first 3-day skills camp of the summer. There is one later on in the summer, right at the end of the Pippins regular season. And these 3-day camps, a great opportunity for kids to get comfortable. You know, on the first day, come back a second and third, and the Pippins cap it off in an unusual way. It's plenty of fun for both kids and the kids at heart. Sign your kid up for a future Pippins camp. They have a 1-day skill camp coming up, as well as a 2-day hitting camp. You can find the links and sign up for that at pippinsbaseballcamps.com. Until then, I've been Chris Rosado Jr. Thanks for tuning in.
At Cascade Natural Gas, we help smart businesses cover their bases. Old, new, and in between. No matter the age of your building, they all benefit from energy-efficient choices. Cascade Natural Gas offers a long list of incentives for energy-efficient upgrades. Upgrades that save your business money every day. Become one of the many Cascade business owners benefiting from the quality, comfort, and savings of energy-efficient upgrades. Join Team Energy Efficiency and take advantage of rebates from Cascade Natural Gas.
What's worse than standing in line at concessions? Now you can satisfy your appetite while remaining in your seat. With the mobile app Fan Food, you simply select Express Pickup and order your food. It is that simple. You deserve a VIP experience. Download Fan Food today.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Yakima County Stadium. Chris Rosado Jr. Happy to have you along here on the Pippins Broadcast Network. Hope you enjoyed our pregame show a little longer than we've had in previous games. And right about now, we are going to be heading for the national anthem. So almost timed it out perfectly, but we're going to go ahead and step away for a few more moments for the national anthem.
Be an energy efficiency hero. Install high-efficiency natural gas equipment, and you can be just like Cascade's most energy-efficient player of the game. Match his ERA of $710. Put some runs on the board by upgrading your furnace, improving your home's insulation, and switching to a condensing tankless water heater. Cascade's bench is deep with both residential and commercial incentives. Check them out at our website or give us a call and be an energy efficiency player of the game.
What's worse than standing in line at concessions? Now you can satisfy your appetite while remaining in your seat. With the mobile app Fan Food, you simply select Express Pickup and order your food. It is that simple. You deserve a VIP experience. Download Fan Food today.
National anthem completed here at Yakima County Stadium. One step closer to game number 3, the Bend Elks here in Yakima Valley. The Elks, after finishing up the trip here, they head over to Walla Walla for a 3-game series over the weekend. The Pippins also will head on the road to the Wenatchee Apple Sox Friday through Sunday. We'll be there covering live audio-only coverage presented on Mixler Audio at Pippins Baseball, which you can also find at pippinsbaseball.com/live. We'll take you through tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by the Yakima Herald Republic. For the best sports coverage in the Yakima Valley, subscribe to the Yakima Herald Republic either in print or online. You can subscribe by calling 577-7755. The Yakima Herald Republic, they tell your stories. For the Bend Elks starting lineup tonight, Gavin Rourke will lead off playing center field. Greg Fuchs, the first baseman, will hit second, and Colin Montez will hit third and play right field. Chase Matheny is the cleanup hitter tonight, playing left field. Gavin Logan will catch and hit fifth. Matt Dallas, the third baseman, wearing a different number tonight, number 12. He hits sixth and will play third base. Austin Hauk, the second baseman, hits seventh. Peter Mendozona, the shortstop, will hit eighth, and the bottom of the order again tonight is Sam Linscott, who gets a breather out on the field. He'll be the DH tonight. On the mound for the Bend Elks when we get to the bottom of the first will be Jack Slominski, a junior out of Grand Canyon University. On the mound for the Pippins to start things off, the hometown kid, Sela standout Dylan Bishop. Said in a previous, in his last start, he was the Cascade Natural Gas High Efficiency Player of the Game. Talked to him during the post-game show, and he talked about how special it is to be able to pitch in front of hometown fans. And the crowd always a little bit larger when Dylan takes the bump. Offensively for the Pippins, Chase Graves will bat first playing center field. Bryce Martin Grudzalanek hits second. He's the shortstop tonight. Sam Olson catches and will hit third. Blake Dickman, the cleanup hitter tonight, plays first base. Mason Marenko will play third and hit fifth. Alex Shanks, the left fielder, hits sixth. Taylor Holder, the seventh batter in the lineup, wearing number 6 tonight. As he did last night, the DH tonight, he will hit seventh. Austin Plante will play right field and hit eighth, and Alex Fernandez, the second baseman, rounds out the bottom of the order for the Pippins. So Dylan Bishop just finished his warm-up pitches. Right-hander on the mound for the Pippins, a junior out of Whitworth. 6 appearances this season, 5 starts in West Coast League play, a 3-1 record. First pitch swinging and fouling one off is Gavin Rourke, and it's 0-1. Bishop's last appearance was a non-league game, July 15th against the Highline Bears, where he earned a win in 5 innings. The 0-1 pitch, a breaking ball taken for a strike, and Bishop quickly out in front, 0-2. In those 5 innings against the Bears, 2 earned runs he allowed, 4 hits, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts for him. They try to go to the outside corner, and it is called a ball. Will Bennett back behind the plate tonight. He was the home plate umpire in the series opener, and we'll see that where he doesn't have as generous of an outside corner to lefties as Tim Heigl did. Another pitch misses outside. It's 2-2. Rourke hitting .287 on the year, tied for the team lead in runs with 18 of them. 2-2 pitch, skies this one into right. Austin Plante racing back to the warning track, looks up, it's off the top of the wall, and now races back towards the infield. On his way to third goes Gavin Rourke, and he's in with a stand-up triple, his first triple of the season. Starts things off here in the top of the first inning. So Greg Fuchs, the first baseman, was the DH in the series opener, played first base last night. He will bat with a runner on third and no outs. First pitch to him, misses outside. Dylan Bishop, who was out in front, 0-2 on Gavin Rourke. Threw a couple of balls, and Rourke found a pitch to drive all the way into right field off the wall. The 1-0 pitch on the outside corner, that will be a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike for Greg Fuchs. And the 1-1 swung at and missed. They're staying away from the left-hander Fuchs. And first pitch missed off the plate. Second pitch caught the corner. Third waved and missed at. Misses up high. So it's 2-2 again. First two batters with 2-2 counts from Dylan Bishop. As the Elks try to get on the board first again, the 2-2 fouled off the end of the bat by Fuchs. Just barely got the end of that one. The Elks have scored first in each of the 2 games of this series so far. Here's the 2-2. Swung at and missed, and that's the first strikeout of the night for Dylan Bishop. That'll bring Colin Montez to the plate. His third West Coast League game with the Bend Elks. The first 2 were the first 2 of this series. He's 3 for 6 in the series with a double, 2 runs, and an RBI. 3 walks as well. He's found a way on base and found a way to help his team over the last couple of days. Takes a first pitch strike. Gavin Rourke led off this inning with a triple to right field. Hit off the top of the 16-foot high walls here at Yakima County Stadium. High fly ball, shallow center. Chase Graves underneath it. He'll make the catch, and tagging is Rourke. The throw is offline and cut off in the infield, so Gavin Rourke scores on the sacrifice fly by Colin Montez. I don't know if that ball knuckled on Graves or was just tough to read. That was relatively shallow, but he wasn't able to get underneath it to the point where he could be moving towards the plate when he made the catch. And Gavin Rourke was able to tag up and score rather easily. First pitch on the inside corner, strike 1 to Chase Matheny, junior out of South Carolina, upstate. Hitting .321 on the year for the Elks. Another swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. So leadoff triple, strikeout, and then the sacrifice fly. The Elks lead 1-0 with 2 outs and nobody on here in the top of the first inning in Yakima. The 0-2 pitch, they go high and outside and miss for a ball. 84 degrees here in Yakima today, slightly warmer than last night's first pitch of 79. We'll get cooler as the evening goes on. The 1-2 pitch misses up high, and it's 2-2. Actually, you'll notice if you were tuned in for the pregame show, went with the hoodie today, expecting it to be a little bit cooler. 2-2 pitch, fouled off. So far, that move has not paid off. We'll see if it does as this night goes on. Chase Matheny with a 2-2 count and 2 outs here in the top of the first, trying to keep the inning going for the Bend Elks. Dylan Bishop on the mound, works out of the stretch with nobody on. The 2-2 pitch, and that one misses outside. So Matheny swung at it and missed the first 2 pitches of this at-bat and has now taken 3 balls. Foul ball mixed in there as well. Count is full. The payoff pitch, breaking ball up high. He takes ball 4. So 1 hit, 1 strikeout, and 1 walk issued by Dylan Bishop so far in this one. And here's Gavin Logan, the catcher. Logan hitting .250 on the year. One of a handful of players on this Bend Elks team that has a home run. Nobody on the team has more than 1 in West Coast League play. Here's the first pitch. Logan fouls one off. Back to the backstop. Logan, left-handed hitter. out of Alberta, Canada. Will be a junior at Oregon State. The 0-1 pitch misses outside. Bishop has been working away from left-handed hitters so far tonight. And the trend continues against Logan. The runner goes, the 1-1 pitch outside. Olsen down to second, and it gets past the shortstop, Bryce Martin Gredzelanek, into center field. So on to third goes Chase Matheny, holding his helmet as it came off while he slid in. That'll go down as a stolen base and a throwing error that moves Matheny to third, just as Taylor Holder did back in the 8th inning of last night's game. 1-1 count for Gavin Logan, and the pitch misses up high. Actually, I think it's 3-1 now. I thought it was 1-1 on that pitch that Matheny stole on. Yeah, now it is 3-1. And he misses up high, so the second walk in a row issued by Dylan Bishop.
Next in bat, number 12, Matt Dallas.
So runners on the corners and 2 outs. Here's Matt Dallas, who has played third base in each of the games of this series so far. First pitch to him, misses up high. And Sam Olsen now will head out for a talk with Bishop, make sure everything's going all right on the mound. A 1-0 pitch, and that is a high fly ball into left to the wall and looking up. And it is a home run, goes off a truck out in left field and actually bounced back into the field of play. A 3-run home run for Matt Dallas, and the Bend Elks are up 4-0. So Dallas adds himself to the list of players who have 1 home run in West Coast League play for the Elks. That's his first, and a big one puts the Elks out in front 4-0. So Austin Hauk will step to the plate with 2 outs and nobody on. First pitch taken down low for a ball. Gavin Rourke led off the game with a triple off the right field wall. Greg Fuchs struck out. Colin Montez flew out to center field, allowing Gavin Rourke to tag up and score. Then Chase Matheny walks. He ends up stealing second and moving to third on a throwing error by Sam Olsen. And Gavin Logan walks to put runners on the corners before Matt Dallas launches one into left field for a 3-run home run, giving the Elks the 4-0 lead in just the top of the first inning. The 1-0 pitch, or 1-1 pitch, is in there for a strike after Hauk fouled off the 1-0 pitch. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. The 1-2. This is inside. Bishop has gotten 2 strikes on now 4 hitters in this inning. The 2-2 popped up on the first base side. And that one will go out of play into the grandstands. The young fans here at Yakima County Stadium rush to it. And the 2-2 pitch misses down low. So it's a full count for Austin Hauk. Bishop with the payoff pitch. Line drive into left field. Back is Alex Shanks, who makes the catch while jogging backwards. And that is out number 3, but not before the Bend Elks put 4 on the board. We head to the bottom of the first. Pippins trailing, trying to get on the board in their first at-bats. We'll be right back. You're tuning in to Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we had gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Les Schwab Tires, proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Welcome back for the bottom of the first inning here in Yakima. The Bend Elks already out to a big lead, 4-0, after a leadoff triple. And a sacrifice fly brought the first run in. 2 walks issued by Pippins starter Dylan Bishop. And then a 3-run home run by Matt Dallas. Chase Graves leads things off for the Pippins. He takes the first pitch strike, and the 0-1 pitch misses outside. It's a 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball comes over the plate, 1-2. Jack Sleminski, the starter on the mound for the Bend Elks, a right-hander out of Grand Canyon University. 4 appearances, 2 starts. He has an 0-2 record with a 7.20 ERA in 10 innings. Chase Graves swings and misses and is strikeout number 1. Sleminski, with that strikeout, now has 12 on the year, with 5 walks issued in those 10 innings. Here's Bryce Martin Grudzalanek, the shortstop tonight for the Pippins, making just his second start at shortstop. He's hitting 176 since joining the team this summer. A couple of doubles for him. First pitch from Sleminski. Misses down low, and that's ball 1. Bryce has played a lot of third base, some first base as well, and starting to make the transition to shortstop as he gets more practice with it. Strike called on him. Can play all around the infield. And at the college level, they would like to see him play shortstop. Came in and for college level athlete looked more like a third baseman, but has certainly improved his footwork and is showing some great range at shortstop as well. Takes a pitch low and away, and it's 2-1. For the most part, he looks right at home at shortstop. Here's the 2-1. Catches the outside corner, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bryce will be a freshman at UCLA. Come fall time. Just graduated from Torrey Pines High School, the 2-2 pitch. Chopper, third base side. Matt Dallas grabs it. Long throw, pulls the first baseman off the bag, and first baseman Greg Fuchs ended up in the baseline, and Bryce Martin Grudzalanek tripped over him as he crossed first. I think he might have kneed him in the face. Bryce offers a peace offering of, I believe, the glove or hat of Fuchs. That fell on the ground in the collision. Bryce took a bit of a tumble, but he should be fine. I think Fuchs took the worst of that. I believe he got a part of Bryce's leg to his face. And Bryce was charging down the line. Fuchs looks like he's okay. Everyone gave him an opportunity, a few seconds there to collect himself. That was a rough collision. Nobody's fault, of course, unless you count the throwing error by the third baseman, Matt Dallas. But certainly not intentional by Bryce Martin Grudzalonic. So Bryce reaches on the error. One runner on, one out for Sam Olson, who takes a strike on the outside corner. Olson hitting .317 on the year. Leads the team in batting average by almost 30 points. Also has the team lead for on-base percentage with .432. Bryce takes off for second. Pitch misses low and away, and Gavin Logan will eat that one. It's a stolen base for Bryce, his first of the season. First in West Coast League play, rather. Does have a number of them in non-league play. Finally gets one out of the way here in league play. Sam Olson fouls one off the end of his bat that splinters the head of his bat, drawing some oohs and ahs from the crowd. Not sure what that was. It looked like Sam had some words for Jack Sleminski. I don't know if somebody said something to him or not. And as I've said before, Sam is a jokester. He will joke a lot, but he always looks so serious. It's hard to tell whether he's joking around with someone or there's something happening on the field that's more serious. So the foul ball for Olson, and it's 1-2 with Bryce on second base. The 1-2 pitch misses low and away. Keeping it out in front of him is Gavin Logan, and Bryce will stay put. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Olson has been a great bat in the lineup for the Pippins since joining the team after finishing the season out with the University of Oregon. He'll go back as a senior in the fall. 2-2 pitch, a high fly ball to left. Chase Matheny didn't move a whole lot. He brings it down for out number 2. Throw went all the way to third base. Bryce was heading back to second when the catch was made. And so here's Blake Dickman. Blake, who is virtually always in a good mood, upbeat attitude. First pitch to him from Sleminski was out in front of that one. Tried to hold back his bat, but went very far around. And Will Bennett, after perhaps getting a little anxious on a few calls in the last game that he was behind the plate with the Pippins on Tuesday, checks with Tim Heigl out on second on a very obvious swing from Blake Dickman. So might be trying to temper himself here. The 0-1 swung at and missed on a ball down low, and it's 0-2 for Dickman. Dickman hitting .269 on the year, 7 runs, 14 RBI. He's got a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Pippins trailing 4-0. The 0-2 pitch. And Dickman gets a piece of that one, tips it back into the glove. Looks back and realizes it was caught, and that is strike 3. We head into the second inning. Bend out in front, 4-0. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Stay connected and let Perry Technical Institute provide you with essential skills to take your career to the next level. Perry Tech offers 14 specialized programs, from instrumentation and industrial automation to medical technologies, agricultural and diesel equipment technology, and professional truck driving. In as little as 5 weeks, you could be on your way to a new rewarding career. Call Perry Technical Institute today at 509-453-0374 or visit perrytech.edu.
What has not traveling this last year really cost us? How about our peace of mind? It's time for a change of pace. Time to put aside the stress of the last year and get a new perspective with Fly YKM. Take back the time you lost and save time for what really matters. It's time for Fly YKM. Fly faster. Fly safer. Visit flyykm.com and connect to over 88 cities today.
Welcome back for the top of the second inning. 8-9-1 due up for the Bend Elks, who lead 4-0 after a leadoff triple in the top of the first by Gavin Rourke. After a strikeout, Colin Montez flew out to center field, driving in Rourke on the sacrifice fly. Then Chase Matheny and Gavin Logan walked, and Matt Dallas brings them all home with a 3-run home run to give the Elks a 4-0 lead back in the top of the first. Pippins, Bryce Martin Grudzelonic reached on an error, tried to capitalize, stealing second base, but no other offense going for the Pippins. Jack Sleminski in his first inning strikes out 2. Dylan Bishop out for a second inning, misses down low on his first pitch to Peter Mendozona. It'll be Mendozona, Sam Linscott, and then back to the top with Gavin Rourke. Bishop in his first inning, 4 runs on 2 hits, 2 walks, and a strikeout for him. Delivers a strike at the knees. It's 1-1. Peter Mendozona will be a junior at Nevada in the fall. Teammates with Peyton Stumbo, who started on the mound last night for the Pippins. The 1-1 chopper back to the mound. Dylan Bishop waits for it. Long underhand. It's low, but Blake Dickman reaches out and grabs it. That's out number 1. Sometimes for a pitcher, it can be tough coming off the mound and having to throw overhand to first base. You see most pitchers underhand. Sometimes that's a comfort thing. Sometimes it's just easier to get it to the first baseman that way. From the mound, that was definitely an interesting choice to make by Dylan, but it got the job done. Line drive into right field. Austin Plante over, and he makes the catch for out number 2. So a quick 2 outs for Dylan Bishop. See if he can get the third one here as he faces Gavin Rourke for the second time. Rourke blasted a line drive to right field, hit off the top of the Washington's lottery banner out on the outfield fence in right field. Ended up rolling back towards the infield. Plante had to chase it down, and it turned out to be a triple for Gavin Rourke. Takes the first pitch low and away for a ball. Bishop with the 1-0. Misses inside, and it's 2-0. Pippins wearing all white today, as they have the last few days. Mentioned before, they were wearing white against the Highline Bears when they swept them, then went on the road and obviously couldn't wear the white jersey combination. So when they came back home, despite winning the last game in Cowlitz, they decided to stick with the whites. And it has worked so far against the Elks, although they find themselves in the hole 4-0 here in the bottom or top of the second inning. 2-0 pitch fouled off by Gavin Rourke, and it's 2-1. Pitch misses up high, 3 balls and 1 strike. Pippins white jerseys, white pants, green hats. The Elks wearing the jerseys they wore last night. The 3-1 misses outside, and he walked Gavin Rourke. So black jerseys with gold sleeves for the Bend Elks tonight. Gray pants, black stripe down the sides, and black hats for the Elks. Runner on first base, Gavin Rourke with 2 outs. Greg Fuchs to the plate. He struck out in his first at-bat. Also hits from the left side. Bishop will check on Rourke at first and come set. The first pitch misses low and away, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch catches the outside corner that time. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fuchs had a 2-2 count when he struck out swinging in the first inning. Only strikeout of the night so far for Bishop. The 1-1 popped up out of play on the third base side, and it's 1-2. Bishop has gotten out in front of a number of batters, but he has had some trouble finishing them off. He'll try here with a 1-2 count against Fuchs. Line drive through the left side of the infield, hits the lip of the grass on the infield and pops up. Took a little longer to get out to Alex Shanks, but it does get there. 1 base for everyone on the base hit by Fuchs. There was a large hole on the left side of the infield between Bryce Martin Grudzelanek and Mason Marenko at third base. Fuchs just kind of poked it between them. Bounced for the first time on the lip of the grass, on the lip of the outfield grass. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Here's Colin Montez, who had a sacrifice fly in the first inning, and Bishop steps off. Gavin Rourke out at second, catching his eye. The first pitch to Montez. Line drive into left field. That's tailing foul, and looks like it will go foul. So a long strike 1 for Colin Montez. That one was one of those balls that looks kind of deceiving, especially from back here. I'm sure that one looked a little bit easier to tell from home plate, I'm sure. But from up above at the press box with that short outfield corner and the short pole, those balls sometimes can look fair for a while that are really foul, and vice versa. The 0-1 is a curveball that he drops in for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes for Colin Montez. Bend leading 4-0 here in the top of the second inning. After the 4-run first, quick 2 outs in this inning before 2 runners get on a walk and a single. Colin Montez takes a pitch outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bishop trying to keep the Elks from adding to their lead. The Pippins were unable to bring a run across in the bottom of the first. The 1-2 up high. And again, Dylan Bishop gets out in front of a batter 0-2 and now has a 2-2 count. Wasting too many pitches against batters after getting out in front early. The 2-2, and he lifts up his leg, goes back to second, and Rourke is back in without a fielder there to catch the throw, so Bishop holds on to it. 2 balls and 2 strikes still. Bishop has thrown over 50 pitches here in the second inning. Foul ball off the end of the bat. Still 2-2. Looks like 52 pitches so far. Bishop, who's not a strikeout pitcher, mostly pitch to contact guy, throws a lot of strikes, has struggled a little bit today. Just about 50% of his pitches, a little over 50% have been strikes. Another foul ball by Montez, this time on the first base side. He will wait for Greg Fuchs to take the slow walk back to first base. Fuchs did not bother to take the extra 10-11 steps to touch first. He'll just hang out off the bag. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs and 2 on here in the top of the second. Bishop delivers, runners going, soft grounder, first base line, Dickman will pick it up and step on the bag. There was no signal from the umpires for a foul ball, so he is out. Colin Montez is. Neither of the umpires saw the ball hit Colin Montez's foot. He immediately reacted as though it went off his foot, but neither of the umpires have that in their view, and they're going to explain to Kyle Novak that they do not have a foul ball. The ball just trickled down the line to Blake Dickman. He picked it up and stepped on the bag. Montez had not even left the box, and he is out number 3. So the Elks get 2 runners on, and a call does not go their way. And we might see some tensions boil over as they had a lot of calls not go their way last night. But for now, we head into the bottom of the second. Bend Elks leading 4-0. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Who knew it was so difficult to find the right bank?
I know. It's so confusing.
Checking out your banking options? Oh, sounds overwhelming.
The cloud of uncertainty.
Enough! With Banner Bank, it's easy to manage your finances, and help is here when you need it.
Be on, Cloud!
Oh! Wait!
Built for action, built for banking. Banner Bank.
If we win the lottery, we'd remodel our home.
We'd start with the kitchen.
Ooh. And out back is where the big trucks will go.
Wow!
Ben, you don't even live here anymore?
Hey! Don't forget about Grandma! Okay, family meeting.
Come on.
Welcome to the Ice Dome.
Now up to bat for your Pippins, number 24, Mason Marenko.
Welcome back for the bottom of the second. Mason Marenko will lead things off, followed by Alex Shanks and Taylor Holder. It's 5, 6, and 7. First pitch misses for a ball to Mason Marenko. Slominski out for a second inning of work as Marenko fouls one off. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 strikeouts for Slominski in the first inning. There was an error behind him that allowed Bryce Martin Grudzelanek to reach and then steal second base, but Slominski worked around it without allowing a run. The 1-1 pitch misses low and inside. 2 balls and 1 strike for Mason Marenko. The 2-1. Misses low and away. 3 balls and 1 strike. This is the first 3-ball count for Jack Slominski out on the mound. Right-hander works out of the windup with nobody on. Marenko has 8 walks on the season. The 3-1 pitch swung at and missed, and the count is full. Full count in the first batter of this inning for Slominski. The 3-2 to Mason Marenko. Lined back into center. Falling quickly, but on it and making the catch is Gavin Rourke on the run. That ball was tailing away from Rourke as well, but he caught up to it for the first out.
Next up to bat, number 5, Alex Shanks.
That'll bring Alex Shanks to the plate. Teammate with Mason Marenko at Gonzaga. Hitting back-to-back in this lineup. The first pitch to Shanks misses low and away. In the dirt in the left-handed batter's box, actually. 1-0. Shanks will be a sophomore at Gonzaga. Mason Marenko will go back as a redshirt junior in the fall. The 1-0 pitch swung out and missed. It's 1-1. Shanks, as a freshman this year at Gonzaga, made just 1 appearance for the team. He is actually he was allowed to join the Pippins for the beginning of the summer season as he takes a ball, and it's 2-1. So he was here on opening night. Mason Marenko joined the team after Gonzaga finished their playoff run. The 2-1, a high line drive into left. Will it stay fair long enough? And no, it does not, says Will Bennett. That ball had plenty of air and plenty of distance, but he just hooked that one a little bit, and I think that's one of those that I've mentioned before. I haven't had a lot of occasion before today to mention it, and here I say it a second time. The outfield corners at this stadium have potentially robbed a few home runs from both teams. The 2-2 grounded over to the third baseman. Hard throw got there in time, but was not handled clean by Greg Fuchs, the first baseman. Gets past him, and Alex Shanks reaches on the second error of the game for the Bend Elks. Curious to see who they give this error to. It looked like it didn't bounce before it got to Fuchs, I believe. It was just a low throw, and Fuchs had stretched out and just couldn't get it into his glove. They do give the error to Matt Dallas, the third baseman, so it goes down as the second error of the game for Dallas, one in each inning so far. And here's Taylor Holder. Throw over to first. Shanks back in safely. Holder wearing number 6 tonight, as he does when the Pippins wear white, which threw off the Bend Elks last night. Another throw over to first, and Shanks back in safely. Shanks with 1 stolen base on the year in 1 attempt in West Coast League play. Holder had a stolen base last night, came in the 8th inning. Here's the first pitch to him. Taken low and away for a ball. Taylor Holder at the plate now. Austin Plante on deck. They are next to each other in the lineup again at 7 and 8. Another throw over to first. They are worried about Alex Shanks. First batter of this inning, Mason Marenko lined out to the center fielder. Alex Shanks reached on the error. Taylor Holder with a 1-0 count. Pops one up first base side out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 pitches thrown to Holder so far in this at-bat. 3 pickoff throws to first. Alex Shanks' white jersey turning brown now. A runner at first, having to get dirty every time he slides back in. Slominski working out of the stretch, comes set. Here's the 1-1. And a slow breaking ball that just left the zone, called outside by Will Bennett, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch from Slominski misses outside. 3 balls and 1 strike for Taylor Holder. Slominski went the first inning without getting a 3-ball count, and now 2 of them in this second inning so far. The 3-1 count for the DH Taylor Holder. The 3-1 pitch up high, and he walked him. First walk issued by Slominski. And that puts runners on first and second with 1 out for Austin Plante. Who some light apologies are in order for the post-game interview with him last night. Plante was last night's Cascade Natural Gas High Efficiency Player of the Game as he brought in the winning run on a sacrifice fly in the bottom of the 8th, allowing the Pippins to win 6-5. And well, he came in for the post-game interview, and I ended up making a few jokes at his expense. Swings and misses at one, but it gets away from Gavin Logan, and the runners move up on the wild pitch. And he was a good sport about it. It wasn't until watching it back that I realized it wasn't the most complimentary of interviews. But we joked about it today. Runners on second and third after the wild pitch. 1 out in the inning. No balls and 1 strike for Plante. The pitch misses up high. 1 ball and 1 strike. I alluded in that post-game interview, Plante 2 for 46 in West Coast League play. Both of those hits came during the first half. But his non-league numbers are very strong. The 1-1, and this one softly lined into center. That'll drop in for a base hit. Here comes 1 run. The second one is held up at third, and just like that, Austin Plante make it 3 hits on the season. And a 5th RBI for him as he brings in Alex Shanks, the first run of this game for the Pippins, and the Bend Elks lead 4-1. One of the things I did talk about in the postgame show, to his credit and to my credit, was that while the numbers don't really back up how well he has played, situational hitting has been his strong suit. He had runners on second and third. His job is just to get the ball in the air. It was in on the hands, didn't hit it as hard as he would have liked, but in this case worked out as it's a base hit that brings in a run and keeps the inning going. Runners on the corners for Alex Fernandez, who takes a pitch up high for a ball. Fernandez hitting 138. Also someone who has hit well during non-league action. The 1-0 pitch at the knees for a called strike, and it's 1-1. Hits from the left side just like Plante. The 2 left-handers in the lineup tonight for the Pippins. He has 2 RBI in West Coast League play. He had 4 RBI in 1 game against the Highline Bears. Plante takes off for second. It's a hit and run, and Fernandez fouls off the pitch that was up near his eyeballs, 1-2. Plante looks over to Kyle Crustangel as he jogs back to first and has to reload. Everyone, Plante, Cash Ulrich, the first base coach, and Fuchs were all pointing towards second base. I don't know if Plante asked about how far he had gotten when it was fouled off or what. The 1-2 misses outside, 2-2. One of those times you really wish you had a player mic'd up just so you could hear what he says as he goes back to first, having wasted the effort. Taylor Holder on third base. Austin Plante on first. Pippins scored their first run of the game here in the bottom of the second inning. They trail 4-1 with 1 out. 2-2 count for Fernandez, and the pitch misses inside. It's a full count. That is pitch number 41 for Jack Slominski, who was relatively efficient in the first inning, slowing down a bit here in the second as the Pippins try to mount some offense. Full count, 1 out, the payoff pitch. Outside and lined out of play, or back to the backstop by Fernandez. So the count remains full. Fernandez will dig back in. Plante on first base. See if he tries to go here with a full count and 1 out. He does not. The pitch grounded hard at the shortstop, Peter Mendizona. It goes off his chest. He's able to bat it towards the second baseman, Austin Hauk, who catches it for the force out at second. So Plante put out on the force. Taylor Holder scores from third, and Alex Fernandez reaches on the fielder's choice. He hit that one on a line to Mendizona. It short-hopped him, and Mendizona sacrificed his body to at least keep it in front of him and salvage 1 out. So there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the second, and it's the top of the order for the Pippins, Chase Graves. And Kyle Crustangel, I guess he thought that Plante might have been safe at second, or perhaps that Hauk never really had the ball. Not really sure exactly what he was arguing. I didn't think it was that close of a play. But Crust Angel wanted a conversation with Heigl, who did not acknowledge him at all. So Crust Angel was standing on the third base bag yelling at him. The 0-1 misses up high. They throw down to first, and, well, Fernandez might have been out. It was a close play, but Fuchs had trouble keeping the ball in his glove, ended up tripping on Fernandez, who had slid back into second. Fuchs is having a rough day over at first base with other runners. It would have been close if Fuchs had been able to catch the ball, was what I meant to say. 1 ball and 1 strike for Chase Graves. The pitch taken inside for a ball, and it's 2-1. Slaminski looks over to first, takes a deep breath, and now comes set. The 2-1 pitch popped up, foul territory, first base side. Will it stay playable? Fuchs near his dugout and back towards the field. He does make the catch. That is out number 3. The Pippins get 2 on the board. They cut the lead in half, 4-2. Crust Angel now will get his piece with Tim Heigl. We head to the third. Bend out in front, 4-2. You tune into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Be an energy efficiency hero. Install high-efficiency natural gas equipment, and you can be just like Cascade's most energy-efficient player of the game. Match his ERA of $710. Put some runs on the board by upgrading your furnace, improving your home's insulation, and switching to a condensing tankless water heater. Cascade's bench is deep with both residential and commercial incentives. Check them out at our website or give us a call and be an energy efficiency player of the game.
What's worse than standing in line at concessions? Now you can satisfy your appetite while remaining in your seat. With the mobile app Fan Food, you simply select Express Pickup and order your food. It is that simple. You deserve a VIP experience. Download Fan Food today.
Welcome back for the top of the third inning. Dylan Bishop out for a third inning of work. 2 innings so far, 4 runs. All 4 came in the first inning. 3 hits, 3 walks, and 1 strikeout for the Sela product. He will face 4, 5, and 6, Chase Matheny, Gavin Logan, and Matt Dallas to start things off. It was this trio of players who gave the Elks the 4-0 lead from a 1-0 lead. Matheny walked, Gavin Logan walked, and then Matt Dallas with a 3-run home run to left field gave the Elks 3 more runs. First pitch to Matheny, taken for a called strike, and it's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch misses low and away. 1-1 to Matheny, who, as I said, walked. He also stole second base in that inning and ended up going to third when Olson's throw went into center field. But Gavin Logan walked to put runners on the corners, and the home run negated the effects of the error. The 1-1 pitch misses inside. 2 balls and 1 strike for the left fielder Matheny. 2-1. Fly ball into center. Chase Graves ranging back now underneath and makes the catch in straightaway center field for out number 1. Gavin Logan, the catcher, will bat. As I said, he also walked in that first inning. 14 walks on the year for Gavin Logan. Hitting .250 on the season, bats from the left side. First pitch from Bishop. They try to go to the outside corner and misses. It's ball 1. The The 1-0 pitch popped up out of play behind home plate, 1-1. Bishop out of the stretch. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball does not come back down. 2 balls and 1 strike. Logan from Oregon State, the catcher tonight for the Pippins, is Sam Olson, who's from the University of Oregon. The 2-1 pitch misses, I guess, inside. So 3 balls and 1 strike for Gavin Logan. This is the count he walked on in his first plate appearance, and it's the count he walks on in his second plate appearance as well. Taking ball 4 up high. Sam Olson, by the way, behind the plate tonight for the Pippins, wearing some fresh, bright University of Oregon catcher's gear. Got it in a couple days ago, hadn't yet broken it in. Actually let Josh Davis, the bullpen catcher, use it. Warm it up a little bit over the last couple of days, and now is wearing it. Black and that Oregon green. First pitch in there for a strike to Matt Dallas. After the 2 walks, Matt Dallas started off with a ball in the first inning. Sam Olson went out for a quick chat with Dylan Bishop. And the next pitch, Dallas ripped one to left for a 3-run home run. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fly ball to right field this time, near the line. Austin Plante on the run. Didn't know where the fence was. Comes down and does not make the catch. It's a foul ball. Well, no, he made the catch. Sorry, I was trying to read the umpire's signals there as Plante got into the corner. It looked like he lost it at the last second, but he was able to make the catch. Gavin Logan stays at first as Plante made the catch, collected himself, and threw to second quickly. So Matt Dallas flies out for out number 2. A great play by Austin Plante. That gives Dylan Bishop an out. And Austin Houck starts off with a strike. Bishop will try to keep the momentum going. The angle here where Plante made that catch is just obstructed by some of the netting that goes down into right field. For the Austin Houck squares around a bunt but pulls it back and takes a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Plante had some trouble finding the fence. He had looked down at the last second to find the fence, realized he had room, and I guess looked up and made the catch. A great play by him. A fly ball into center. Chase Graves makes the catch, and Austin Houck flies out. So 3 flyouts are 3 outs here in the third with a walk in between. We head into the bottom of the third. Bend leading 4-2. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we'd gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Les Schwab Tires. Proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Now to bat for your Pippins, number 35, Bryce Martin Gretzalonic.
Welcome back for the bottom of the third inning. Bryce Martin Grudzalonic leads things off, followed by Sam Olson and Blake Dickman, 2, 3, and 4 here in the bottom of the third. Bend leading 4-2. They scored all 4 runs in the first inning, have been held scoreless in the second and third. Bryce Martin Grudzalonic, first pitch swinging, lines one into left field for a base hit. His first hit of the night, second trip on the base paths after reaching on an error in the first inning. Well hit baseball by Bryce. Here's Sam Olson. Take you back to Tuesday for Sam Olson. The bottom of the 5th inning, he had an RBI double, his 5th double of the season. This was back on Tuesday night. That double scored a run, gave the Pippins a 3-1 lead. They ended up winning 4-2, so that third run he drove in ended up being the decisive one. He bounced it off the Harvest Auto banner at the top of the outfield fence in left center. Fouls off the first pitch here in the bottom of the third. Olson already splintered a bat in the first inning. Bats with Bryce Martin Grudzalonic on first base. Bryce, throw over to first was close. He had just started taking an extra step on his lead to second when Slominski threw over. That was well timed, whether he knew it or not. But Bryce manages to get back in safely. He did steal a base in the first, which is why they're keeping an eye on him. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Sam, taken inside for a ball. Five doubles on the season, a good number, especially for a catcher. Here's the 1-1. Taken inside for a ball. Bryce looked like he might have been trying to steal again. He took a couple steps early. Slominski was still set, so he stopped. And Slominski did not throw over, thankfully. Neither did Gavin Logan, the catcher. Slominski does throw now. The moment has passed, however. Bryce on guard, gets back in safely. 2 balls and 1 strike for Olson. Flew out in his first at-bat in the first inning. Here's the 2-1 pitch. This is low and away. 3 balls and 1 strike. The 3-1 pitch from Slominski. Taken at the knees, and the count is full. Blake Dickman on deck for the Pippins. Struck out on 3 pitches in his first at-bat to end the bottom of the first inning. Pippins did get 2 runs in the second. Bryce is hit to lead off this inning. The second hit against Slominski, who throws over to first. And Bryce almost didn't get back to first base. Kind of stopped as soon as he hit the dirt. I think he slipped a little bit as well with his cleats. But just reached out with those long arms and got his hand on the bag. The payoff pitch, and Bryce takes off. Low and away, ball 4. Bryce was about to dive into second base, but stays up after the walk. So leadoff single by Bryce Martin Grudzalonic and a walk by Sam Olson. Runners on first and second with no outs. Pippins with an opportunity to try to tie this game in the third. Blake Dickman will bat. He's got 14 RBI on the year. Which is third on the team. Willie Lajoie with 17, who's not in the lineup tonight. And, of course, Noah Williamson with 28. Just putting up monster numbers this year. The first pitch to Blake Dickman. He takes low and away for a ball. The breaking ball. He thought about going after it, but lays off, and it turns out to be the right choice. Mason Marenko bats behind Blake Dickman. Produced some big hits for the Pippins in the last few days. He had a 2-run base hit last night. Swing and a miss from Dickman, and it's 1-1. Well, they knew he wanted to go after that first pitch, so they went back to it. And he goes after it this time. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Dickman on the off speed. He's out in front of that one. He has not seen the ball well out of the hand of Jack Slominski. Bryce Martin Grudzlonic starts this inning with a base hit into left. And Sam Olson walks on a full count. Blake Dickman trying to at least move them over. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Probably go back to that same breaking ball low and away. The 1-2 pitch. They do, and Dickman swings and misses. That's strikeout number 2 on the night for him. First out in the 3rd inning, and here's Mason Marenko. Bryce with plenty of speed on second base. He can score on a base hit. Sam Olson, not as much speed, but he could go first to third on a single to the outfield, depending on where the ball gets hit. Extra base hit, of course, will improve the odds. The first pitch, high fly ball out of play on the first base side. No balls and 1 strike for the elder Marenko. Spencer getting the night off tonight. They played on the left side of the infield together last night. Mason at third base and Spencer at shortstop. Mason still at third tonight. Spencer with the night off. I would assume Mason will get the night off tomorrow and Spencer will start somewhere in the infield when the Pippins head to Wenatchee. Here's the 0-1 to Mason Marenko. Another fly ball. Closer, but will also go out of play on the first base side. So no balls and 2 strikes on a couple of long foul balls by Mason Marenko. Tonight is the series conclusion between the Pippins and the Bend Elks. Tomorrow afternoon, the Pippins head up to Wenatchee. First pitch tomorrow night is 6:35 p.m. against the Apple Sox. Kyle Crustangel's old team managed them all the way up until 2019. The 0-2 pitch by Marenko fouled off. I should say fouled off by Marenko. Crustangel, head coach of the Wenatchee Apple Sox for a few years, ended in 2019 because of the travel related, taking him out of town. He just bought a house in Sela with his wife, Katie, and was able to take over the Pippins job for 2020. Obviously, no season held in 2020. First season at the helm of a season with games here in 2021, and first chance to head back to Wenatchee as an opposing head coach will come this weekend. He's talked about it. He's a little excited to head back, see how things are going. Ball misses outside to Mason. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch from Slominski swung on and missed, and after the first 2 batters of the inning get aboard, 2 strikeouts for Jack Slominski. So 2 outs with runners on first and second for Alex Shanks, who reached on an error in his first at-bat in the 2nd inning. Pippins will play Friday through Sunday in Wenatchee. 6:35 game time Friday and Saturday, 6:05 on Sunday. They will take Monday off. Every Monday for the rest of the regular season is an off day for the Pippins, as it is for most of the West Coast League. First pitch to Shanks. Line drive into left. It will drop for a base hit. Bryce getting waved around to go to the plate. The throw goes all the way home. 1 hops. The tag not in time. Bryce is in safely. Sam trying to go first to third does not slide in, but he's safe as well. And Alex Shanks with an RBI base hit gets the Pippins to within 1 run. Thirteenth RBI of the year for Alex Shanks. Take a look at that one more time. The line drive laced into left field by Alex Shanks. Bryce Martin Grudzlonic running the whole way through. He thought he might get a chance to challenge was asked to round third by Kyle Crustangel. Heads home. The throw got there close, but Bryce slides in under the tag. The throw then went to third. Sam Olsen gets in safely, and Alex Shanks moves up to second behind the play. They actually give him a double. Probably should have been a single moving to second on the throw, but Shanks will take the double. Third double, sixth double of the season for Alex Shanks. Get my numbers straight there as Taylor Holder takes the first pitch for a ball. Kyle Novak had gone out for a conversation with Tim Heigl about that play at third. Obviously did not get the answer he was looking for. The 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike, and it's 1-1 to Taylor Holder. So leadoff base hit by Bryce Martin Grudzelanek. Then Sam Olsen walks, putting runners on first and second. 2 strikeouts by Jack Sleminski, but then the RBI double by Alex Shanks. This ball gets through the legs of Gavin Logan through the 5-hole, and Sam Olsen scores on the wild pitch. So this game is tied in the bottom of the third. Looks like it might go down as a pass ball. That's probably the right call. That ball should have been blocked by Gavin Logan. Just went right through the 5-hole. So the Pippins, with 2 runs in the second and 2 runs in the third, have evened the score. Ben scored 4 runs in the top of the first inning. And the Pippins have gotten all of them back. Here's the 2-1. Taylor Holder rips a line drive into left center. Gavin Rourke racing back. It bounces on the warning track. Alex Shanks will score easily from third. It's an RBI double for Taylor Holder, and the Pippins now lead this game 5-4. Taylor Holder showing the muscles there. That's the 3rd double of the season for Holder, his 6th RBI. That one was hit well over the head of the center fielder, Gavin Rourke. It bounced either on the warning track or just short of it. And here's Austin Plante with an opportunity to keep the inning going. Had an RBI base hit in the second inning, and this will be another one as Taylor Holder waved around to score. Plante now on his way to second after the center fielder had trouble fielding it, but he got to it quickly, and Plante tagged out trying to reach second on the play. That ball looked like it got over the head of Gavin Rourke on the high hop, but it turned out he got a piece of his glove on it, stayed near him, and Plante went to second but wasn't able to get in there safely. So it's an RBI base hit for Austin Plante. Actually, yeah, it looks like they did score it as an RBI base hit. So 6-4, the Pippins lead as we head into the 4th inning. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Stay connected and let Perry Technical Institute provide you with essential skills to take your career to the next level. Perry Tech offers 14 specialized programs, from instrumentation and industrial automation to medical technologies, agricultural and diesel equipment technology, and professional truck driving. In as little as 5 weeks, you could be on your way to a new rewarding career. Call Perry Technical Institute today at 509-453-0374 or visit perrytech.edu.
What has not traveling this last year really cost us? How about our peace of mind? It's time for a change of pace. Time to put aside the stress of the last year and get a new perspective with Fly YKM. Take back the time you lost and save time for what really matters. It's time for Fly YKM. Fly faster. Fly safer. Visit flyykm.com and connect to over 88 cities today.
Welcome back for the top of the fourth inning. Dylan Bishop out for a fourth inning of work and starts off Peter Mendozona with a strike. 8, 9, and 1 due up just as they were in the second inning. 4 runs against Dylan Bishop in the first inning. He settled in, no runs in the last 2. Bouncer over to third baseman Mason Marenko. Tough play for him, comes off the bag, Blake Dickman does, but slaps the tag down on Mendozona, gets him on the shoulder, and that is out number 1. And it wasn't the cleanest play from Mason Marenko, who had to go to his left to catch the ball on the hop and almost took his time, realized too late that Mendozona was getting down the line quickly, but got the throw off in a hurry and pulled Dickman off the bag, found Mendozona's shoulder, and that is out number 1. Here's Sam Linscott lined out to right field, his first at-bat. First pitch misses low and away for a ball. In 3 innings so far, Dylan Bishop, 3 hits against him, 4 runs, as I said, in the first inning, 4 walks, 1 strikeout. Strike in there for Sam Linscott, and it's 1-1. We saw Kirby Robertson, who started the series opener. He pitched 6 innings, allowed 2 runs, got 1 strikeout. It came in his 6th inning of work, so it can be done that you only strike out 1 batter and still turn in an impressive performance. Here's the 2-1. Or I should say Bishop misses for the 2-1. That pitch down low. 3 balls and 1 strike for Sam Linscott, who will be a senior at Lewis Clark State College, along with a player who played for the Pippins earlier this year, Donald Saltaban Jr. Slow roller to shortstop. Bryce Martin Grudzalanek throws to first. Blake Dickman does the splits. And the left side of the infield, as well as Blake Dickman, are helping Dylan Bishop in this inning. Bryce Martin Grudzalanek has been flashing his arm over the last couple of days. We'll take you back to Tuesday night. He played third base. Bryce Martin Grudzalanek, strong defensive arm, had made a play to his right in the top of the 4th inning. Few extra steps towards first, was still able to fire it off and get it in there in time. Then in the top of the 7th, another play to his right. Still turned a double play, getting it to second in time for them to turn it to first. And in the top of the 9th, he was able to field a ball, step on the third base bag a few steps to his right, and still cannon over to first to turn a double play that ended the game. Bryce Martin Grudzalanek, the arm, a big part of the reason that he's getting moved to shortstop and should be able to play there without a problem in college. The 1-1 pitch swung at and missed by Gavin Rourke, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. The footwork was the main thing for him that they had to clean up, and he's had plenty of time over the last few weeks. He's been taking plenty of balls there at shortstop during batting practice, and they finally got him to a point where they felt comfortable trying him out there. He got his first start at shortstop in Cowlitz over the weekend, Bryce Martin Grudzalanek did, and gets his second start tonight. Great play by him. The 2-2 misses at the top of the zone. It's a full count for Gavin Rourke. And you got to give all the credit in the world to Blake Dickman as well. 3-2 pitch, outside corner, taken, strike 3, second strikeout of the night for Dylan Bishop, and that one finishes off the top of the 4th. We head to the bottom half. Pippins leading 6-4. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Who knew it was so difficult to find the right bank?
I know. It's so confusing.
Checking out your banking options? Oh, sounds overwhelming.
The cloud of uncertainty!
Enough! With Banner Bank, it's easy to manage your finances, and help is here when you need it.
Be on, Cloud!
Oh! Wait!
Built for action, built for banking. Banner Bank.
If we win the lottery, we'd remodel our home.
We'd start with the kitchen.
And out back is where the big trucks will go.
Ben, you don't even live here anymore?
Hey, don't forget about Grandma.
Okay, family meeting. Come on.
Welcome to the Ice Dome.
Bottom of the fourth inning, Alex Fernandez, bottom of the order for the Pippins, will lead things off. He takes a strike on the outside corner. 9-1-2 for the Pippins. Alex Fernandez, Chase Graves, and Bryce Martin Grudzalanek, who has been a large part of the offense so far for the Pippins. The 0-1 pitch misses down low, and it's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch also misses for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike for Fernandez. Fly ball into left field. Then will that tail foul? And it just does over the fence. The good news is it took it out of play. It was also pretty close to potentially being a home run. First home run for Alex Fernandez. That one was hit the opposite field into the left field corner by the left-hander Alex Fernandez. And one of those balls just tailed a little bit, but had the distance for Yakima County Stadium's left field corner. Just 293 down to the poles. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fouls one off his leg. Gavin Logan got out to it quickly. Certainly fresh in the mind of the Bend Elks. The ball that they felt went off of a foot of one of the players. I'm trying to see. It was Colin Montez at the end of the second inning. That the Elks said it was fouled off his foot. The umpires did not see that. And so it ended up being a ground out. Here's the 2-2 to Fernandez. Checks his swing and takes a ball. It's a full count. Softly grounded to the second baseman, Austin Hauk. Fernandez charging down the line. Close play, but he's out by a step. Grounds out for out number 1. Fernandez, with plenty of speed, has the ability to make routine plays difficult. Kind of forced a quick throw from Hauk, but in that case did not force the error. Chase Graves bats with 1 out and nobody on. He takes a first pitch ball. Graves with a strikeout and a flyout in foul territory. Kind of got cheated out of an at-bat in the second inning. Gets another opportunity here in the fourth. The 1-0. Another fly ball. This one looks like it'll stay fair. Shallow right. Second baseman Austin Hauk calls off the first baseman, and he brings it down for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down, but here's Bryce Martin Grudzalanek. Got a chance to talk to him before the game today about how his experience here in Yakima has been, and mentioned his mom, Danielle Martin, who also had played at UCLA. She played softball at UCLA. She was in town for a few days, just went back home, according to him. Here's the first pitch from Slaminski. Breaking ball on the outside corner for a called strike. He said it was really nice having her out here. Helped refresh his attitude, and he was in a great mood the last couple of days at the ballpark when I talked to him. A great mood here today as well. The 0-1 grounder up the middle, bounces a couple of times. Mendozona on the run, throws over to first. And Bryce Martin Grudzalanek grounds out. 3 up, 3 down for the Pippins here in the bottom of the fourth. We head to the fifth. Pippins leading 6-4. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Be an energy efficiency hero. Install high-efficiency natural gas equipment, and you can be just like Cascade's most energy-efficient player of the game. Match his ERA of $710. Put some runs on the board by upgrading your furnace, improving your home's insulation, and switching to a condensing tankless water heater. Cascade's bench is deep with both residential and commercial incentives. Check them out at our website or give us a call and be an energy efficiency player of the game.
What's worse than standing in line at concessions? Now you can satisfy your appetite while remaining in your seat. With the mobile app Fan Food, you simply select Express Pickup and order your food. It is that simple. You deserve a VIP experience. Download Fan Food today.
Welcome back for the top of the 5th inning. Pippins leading 6-4. Dylan Bishop had a rough first inning, but he's been a big part of the reason why the Bend Elks have only scored 4 in this game. Has been narrowing it down every inning after that. 5 batters faced in the second, 4 in the third, and just 3 in the fourth as he heads into the 5th. The 4 runs against him. 2 strikeouts on the night for him, 4 walks, and 3 hits for the Bend Elks. The Elks have committed 2 errors, and the Pippins with 1 so far tonight. Greg Fuchs will lead things off, followed by Colin Montez and Chase Matheny. Fuchs, 1 for 2, strikeout and a base hit for him. Ball taken just below the knees, and it's 1-0. A 1-0 from Dylan Bishop, lined into right field. Austin Plante with a late read on it, falls forward, and I believe he made the catch, and the signal does come from Will Bennett. Tim Heigl agrees with it, and that is out number 1. That was a great play by Austin Plante. Ball was coming right at him and just sort of had the bottom drop out underneath it. Ended up falling forward. I don't know if I would call it a dive, but fell forward to give himself the extra few seconds to make the catch, and does, and that is out number 1. So here's Colin Montez, been one of the better hitters in the lineup for the Bend Elks over the last few days. He had a sacrifice fly in the first to give the Elks their first run of the game after Gavin Rourke started the game with a triple and Greg Fuchs had struck out. Laces a line drive down the first base line, foul, so 1 ball and 1 strike for him. After his sacrifice fly with 2 outs, Chase Matheny and Gavin Logan walked, and Matt Dallas hit a 3-run home run. That's all the scoring the Bend Elks have been able to put together so far. Pippins scored 2 runs in the bottom of the second and 4 in the bottom of the third to end up taking a 6-4 lead. If the Pippins are able to pull this one out and win, this will be the largest margin that they've been able to close in on and win the game at 4 runs after the first inning. The 2-1 pitch is a fly ball into left field. Alex Shanks with a read on it underneath it and makes the catch for out number 2. In Dylan Bishop's last start, he went 5 innings, and at one point during that start had retired 11 straight batters. He's working his way up to that number as well. First pitch misses outside to Chase Matheny. He's now at 7 straight retired after a walk issued with 1 out in the 3rd inning. Here's the 1-0. Hard grounder hit at the third base coach who can't make the play. Foul ball by Matheny, and it's 1-1. 2 outs, nobody on here in the top of the 5th inning. Pippins leading 6-4 in Yakima. Series finale between the Yakima Valley Pippins and the visiting Bend Elks. The Pippins were in Bend earlier this season and took 2 out of 3 after dropping the first game. They were able to win the next 2, meaning they would need to win just 1 more to secure the North Division Championship for the first half, and they were able to earn that win in the first game in Walla Walla, the 4th game of a 6-game road trip that time. Fly ball in the infield. Alex Fernandez calls off Bryce Martin Grudzalonic and makes the catch for out number 3. So make it 8 in a row retired by Dylan Bishop, and we head to the bottom of the 5th. Pippins leading 6-4. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we'd gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Les Schwab Tires. Proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Welcome back for the bottom of the 5th inning. Sam Olson will lead things off for the Pippins, followed by Blake Dickman and Mason Marenko. Olson flew out to left in his first at-bat. He walked in the 3rd inning after Bryce Martin-Grudzelanek led off the inning with a base hit. Runners on 1st and 2nd at that point. There were 2 strikeouts in the inning before a double by Alex Shanks drove in Bryce and moved Olson to 3rd. He fouls off the first pitch over the press box. Olson then scored on a pass ball to tie the game in the 3rd inning before the Pippins took the lead with another RBI double by Taylor Holder and an RBI base hit by Austin Plante. No balls and 1 strike for Olson. The pitch popped up. This will be in the infield. First baseman Greg Fuchs with the call. Last second, few steps to his right, makes the catch. That's out number 1.
Next up to bat, number 12, Blake Dickman.
Blake Dickman will bat. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. He's struggled a little bit with the strikeouts over his last few games. But he's also produced some runs for the Pippins, both scoring and driving them in. Here's the first pitch from Jack Sleminski. First pitch misses down low for a ball, 1-0. A 1-0 pitch. And that one misses below the knees. Looks like Sleminski might have slipped out on the mound. Wanted that one to be called a strike. He asked Bennett where it was, and Bennett tells him it was down low. So 2 balls and no strikes for the first baseman, Blake Dickman. Pitch. Swung on and missed, 2-1. They've had some success against him on the pitch, low and away. Looks like a slider or some sort of breaking ball. Also have been able to pull the string and throw the changeup, get him to swing at that one. Dickman has been a big help defensively for the Pippins as he's hit by a curveball. And, man, when you're a batter who is struggling against a pitcher, you will take that any day of the week. Just turns his leg. He lets himself get hit by the curveball, and he's on with 1 out. That's kind of what separates players like Blake Dickman, who will go back to UC San Diego as a redshirt junior, from some of the younger players. Just that situational awareness, the willingness to take those pitches in all counts, but especially, or on all days, but especially in situations when you know you've been struggling against a pitcher, you will take that free base, and he does. Mason Marenko takes a strike on the first pitch of his at-bat. Marenko 0 for 2 with a line out and a strikeout. Dickman has 2 stolen bases on the season in 3 attempts. The 0-1 misses low and away. 1-1. Blake with a sizable lead against Slominski. Now Slominski throws over. Slominski had gotten through 4 straight batters retired. Dylan Bishop is through 8 right now. They do have a pitcher warming up in the bullpen. I believe that's Case Matter down there. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Mason. Gets away from Gavin Logan. It just popped off his glove and over his head. Kind of rolled his eyes a little bit. He struggled with the pass balls today as Blake Dickman moves to second on the, well, we'll see whether it goes down as a wild pitch or pass ball. I thought the one earlier in the 3rd inning had gone down as a pass ball, but turned out to be a wild pitch. 2 balls and 1 strike for Mason Marenko. Blake Dickman on second base and 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Pippins looking to add to a 2-run lead. The 2-1 pitch misses outside, and that one shoots out of the glove of Gavin Logan. Dickman to third base quickly. Logan back on the warning track at the backstop, picks up the ball. That will definitely be a wild pitch. Still waiting to see how that first one gets scored. So it looks like the infield might be brought in for the Bend Elks. 3-1 count against Mason Marenko, 1 out, and they try to keep the Pippins lead to just 2 runs. So they give wild pitches to both of those that allows Dickman to go from first to third during this at-bat for Mason Marenko. The 3-1 pitch with the infield playing in. They float the breaking ball. Mason thought about it, but lets it go, and it stays up high. Ball 4, runners on the corners. That'll push the middle infielders back at double play depth, but first Kyle Novak out. For conversation, they had someone warming up in the bullpen for Bend, and they might be going to make a change right now in the bottom of the 5th inning with runners on the corners and 1 out. Novak takes the baseball, and they will make a change. So we'll be right back with that change for you when we return on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Who knew it was so difficult to find the right bank?
I know. It's so confusing.
And checking out your banking options? Oh, sounds overwhelming.
The cloud of uncertainty!
Enough! With Banner Bank, it's easy to manage your finances, and help is here when you need it.
Be gone, Cloud!
Oh! Wait!
Built for action, built for banking. Banner Bank.
If we win the lottery, we'd remodel our home.
We'd start with the kitchen.
Ooh. And out back is where the big trucks will go.
Ben, you don't even live here anymore?
Hey, don't forget about Grandma.
Okay, family meeting. Come on.
Welcome to the Ice Dome.
Welcome back as we continue the bottom of the 5th inning. There's 1 out, and the Pippins have runners on the corners. Jack Slominski started his 5th inning of work, got Sam Olson to fly out, but then Blake Dickman was hit by a pitch, a curveball that just missed a little too far inside. Moved to second on a wild pitch, moved to third on another wild pitch, and Mason Marenko walks with a 3-1 count to put runners on the corners. They decide to make a change, and the change is Cameron Smith, who will take over for the Elks. Smith, in 7 appearances, no starts, has a 5.74 ERA. He has earned 1 win. His only decision in West Coast League play came back on June 19th in Wenatchee. 15 2/3 innings pitched for Cameron Smith, 13 strikeouts in that time, just 4 walks, though he has allowed 20 hits. Opposing batters are hitting .313 against him. And Alex Shanks, who's 1 for 2, he reached on an error in the 2nd inning and scored the first run of the game for the Pippins. And then in the 3rd, had ripped an RBI double that drove in the first run of that inning, what ended up being a 4-run inning that gave the Pippins a 6-4 lead. They haven't scored since, but have runners on the corners with 1 out. The corner infielders playing in, the middle infielders at double play depth for the Bend Elks as Shanks takes a ball inside from the right-hander. Case Matter continues to get warm. I believe he's now just about warm in the bullpen. The 1-0 pitch catches the knees, and it's 1-1 for Alex Shanks. Getting the start in left field tonight with Austin Plante out in right. Chase Graves, the center fielder. Noah Williamson getting the night off after playing last night. Playing the last 2 nights, rather. Here's the 1-1 to Shanks. Taken outside for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Shanks now has 6 doubles on the season and 13 RBI. The 2-1 pitch from Smith. Shanks gets a piece of it, but pops it up out of play behind home plate. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Another pitcher getting warm down in the bullpen for Ben just in case. I believe that's Reed Madariaga getting loose down there. I want to believe, well, I shouldn't say I want to believe. I believe Dylan Bishop's day will be done after the 5th inning. As Shanks takes a ball outside and the count is full. Bishop's last 2 starts have been 5 innings long. In fact, he hasn't gone longer than 5 innings since back on June 9th in his 2nd start. He's halfway through the lineup for the 3rd time tonight. Here's the payoff pitch to Shanks. Gets a piece of that one and fouls it off. So I believe that they will turn to Case Matter in the 6th to start the 6th instead of seeing if Bishop will be able to get through a 6th inning as well. But we'll have to see. I do believe Matter is fully warmed up down in the bullpen. Here's the 3-2 again to Shanks, and this one hit high into left, 1 out, so tagging from 3rd will be Blake Dickman. Catch made by Chase Matheny, and Dickman takes off. The throw goes to 2nd. Mason Marenko will stay at 1st, and Blake Dickman scores on the sacrifice fly by Alex Shanks, who continues to produce for the Pippins in this game. So Mason Marenko stays on 1st. Taylor Holder will bat. He's 1 for 1. Walked and scored the 2nd run of the game for the Pippins in the 2nd inning and had another RBI double following Alex Shanks' RBI double in the 4th. Pickoff throw gets away from the first baseman Fuchs. Mason Marenko on his way to 2nd, and he will get in there without a throw as Fuchs took some time getting over to it. So the errant pickoff throw by Cameron Smith sends Mason to 2nd. He's now in scoring position for Taylor Holder. Holder also came around to score the 6th run of the game for the Pippins. Pippins lead 7-4 after the sacrifice fly. Strike taken by Holder on the first pitch of his at-bat, and it's 0-1. 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Blake Dickman was hit by a pitch with 1 out. Mason Marenko walked. Dickman with Marenko at the plate moved to 2nd and then to 3rd on 2 different wild pitches and scored on the sacrifice fly by Shanks. The 0-1 pitch, Holder fouls it off, and no balls and 2 strikes. Holder's RBI double in the 3rd gave the Pippins the lead after Sam Wilson had scored on a wild pitch to tie the game. Holder's double scored Alex Shanks for a 5th run, and he came around to score on an RBI base hit by Austin Plante for a 6th. Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball that the Bend Elks started walking off and looked like a good pitch. I'm not exactly sure. Looks like Will Bennett signaling that the pitch was outside. That pitch started right over the middle of the plate and broke. Thought it caught the outside corner, but it does not. Everyone was walking off the field, including the catcher, Gavin Logan, waiting for the strike 3 call that never came. Here's the 1-2 to Holder, who takes at the knees, and that is strike 3. A pitch later. 1 run scores for the Pippins. They lead 7-4 as we head into the sixth. We'll be right back. You're tuned in to Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Be an energy efficiency hero. Install high-efficiency natural gas equipment, and you can be just like Cascade's most energy-efficient player of the game. Match his ERA of $710. Put some runs on the board by upgrading your furnace, improving your home's insulation, and switching to a condensing tankless water heater. Cascade's bench is deep with both residential and commercial incentives. Check them out at our website or give us a call and be an energy efficiency player of the game.
What's worse than standing in line at concessions? Now you can satisfy your appetite while remaining in your seat. With the mobile app Fan Food, you simply select Express Pickup and order your food. It is that simple. You deserve a VIP experience. Download Fan Food today.
Welcome back for the top of the sixth inning. Case Matter takes over on the mound for the Pippins. Dylan Bishop gets through 5 innings of work, 4 runs against him. All 4 came in the first inning. He hadn't allowed a hit since back in the second and had actually retired the last 8 straight batters of his outing. 4 walks and 2 strikeouts for him in this one, and Case Matter takes over on the mound for the Pippins. Matter has pitched in 5 West Coast League games, has an 11.81 ERA, 5 1/3 innings pitched. Mostly his high ERA the result of a rough outing that actually came in Bend on July 2nd, in which he allowed 5 runs, 4 of them earned over 1 inning. Most recent outing came in Cowlitz when he pitched a scoreless inning, allowing 1 hit, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. He's one of those guys similar to Owen Wild and even Peyton Stumbo that are very tough to hit when they're throwing strikes. Matter, a high-velocity pitcher. First pitch gets skied into center field by Gavin Logan. Underneath it is Chase Graves, and that will be a quick out number 1 for Case Matter. Case is one of those guys that you don't really expect to throw as hard as he does. He has sort of a nonchalant delivery, but really ticks up there and is part of what makes him so tough to hit. It's hard to get solid contact on a guy who pitches as hard as Matter can. The first pitch swung at and missed by Matt Dallas. There's the 0-1 to Dallas. That one misses up high, 1-1. I think Case Matter, similar to when I talked to Owen Wild the other night, and he mentioned he was just too focused on being fine with his pitches and locating him at just the right spot on the edges of the strike zone. Matter is someone who has to sort of get away from that mindset and just start filling up the strike zone, not being too particular about where he throws it. As long as it's in the strike zone, of course. Misses for a ball, and it's 2-1. One out, nobody on here in the top of the sixth inning. Pippins leading 7-4. The 2-1 pitch up high, swung at and missed by Dallas, and it's 2-2. Dallas had a 3-run home run in the top of the first inning that gave the Elks a 4-0 lead. They held the lead until the bottom of the third when the Pippins put together a 4-run third after scoring 2 in the second. In the third, they took a 6-4 lead and added a run in the fifth to make it 7-4. Here's the 2-2 to Dallas. lines this one into left, and Alex Shanks initially was frozen, then realized it was going to be a bit shallow, took a few steps forward and makes the catch for out number 2.
Next at bat, number 13, Austin Hawk.
Another line drive, this time by Austin Houck, and Alex Shanks doesn't have to move much again. 7 pitches for Case Matter gets him through the top of the 6th inning. No offense put together by the Bend Elks, who have gone down their last 11 batters in a row. 8 against Dylan Bishop and now 3 for Case Matter. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Pippins lead 7-4. We'll be right back. You're tuning into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Who knew it was so difficult to find the right bank?
I know. It's so confusing.
And checking out your banking options? Oh, sounds overwhelming.
The cloud of uncertainty!
Enough! With Banner Bank, it's easy to manage your finances, and help is here when you need it.
Be gone, Cloud!
Oh! Wait! Ah!
Built for action, built for banking. Banner Bank.
If we win the lottery, we'd remodel our home.
We'd start with the kitchen.
Ooh. And out back is where the big trucks will go.
Ben, you don't even live here anymore?
Hey, don't forget about Grandma.
Okay, family meeting. Come on.
Welcome to the Ice Dome.
Austin Plante will lead things off here in the bottom of the 6th. It's 8-9-1 for the Pippins. Plante is 2 for 2 tonight, really putting it together. And you know what? I know I apologized earlier in the broadcast for razzing him a little bit too hard in our post-game interview last night. But I'm going to take some credit for him going 2 for 2 so far tonight. He's got 2 RBI as well. Really putting it together for the first time in West Coast League play. We've seen flashes of it during non-league play, and it's coming out. Came out last night with the sacrifice fly that helped win the game in the bottom of the 8th last night, and already has shown itself here tonight. 1-1 count for him after fouling off the 1-0 pitch. Base hit in the 2nd inning, scored the first run of the game for the Pippins as he fouls one off into the stands that I believe narrowly avoided hitting some fans back there. 1 ball and 2 strikes for Plante. And then had a base hit that scored the 6th run of the game for the Pippins. He was thrown out at second, the 1-2 pitch. Swung at and missed, and he goes down swinging for out number 1 in the 6th. So here's Alex Fernandez, 1 RBI despite going 0 for 2. He reached on a fielder's choice in the 2nd that scored a run and grounded out to start the bottom of the 4th. Nobody loose in the Pippins bullpen. Looks like Case Matter will get a 2nd inning after using just 7 pitches to get through the 1st. Fernandez lays down a bunt, but it is foul almost straight back. Fernandez with as much speed as he has. We've talked about it plenty of times. The Pippins have asked him to do that sometimes, lay down a bunt. He'll probably do it about once a game where he'll just spontaneously start an at-bat trying to lay one down in situations that aren't necessarily bunt situations. Here's the 0-1. Backdoor breaking ball stays outside, and it's 1-1. Line drive the other way into left towards the line. Ranging toward the line is Chase Matheny, who makes the catch for out number 2. So we flip the lineup card over to the top of the order. Chase Graves bats. He's 0 for 3 tonight, looking for his first base hit. Cameron Smith, in his first full inning of work, came on with 1 out and 2 runners on in the bottom of the 5th and allowed a run to score. First pitch swinging was Graves, a fly ball into right. Colin Montez with a late read was towards the line and then all of a sudden started coming in towards the infield. He does make the catch, however, for out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down for the Pippins here in the bottom of the 6th. We head to the 7th. Pippins leading 7-4. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Be an energy efficiency hero. Install high-efficiency natural gas equipment, and you can be just like Cascade's most energy-efficient player of the game. Match his ERA of $710. Put some runs on the board by upgrading your furnace, improving your home's insulation, and switching to a condensing tankless water heater. Cascade's bench is deep with both residential and commercial incentives. Check them out at our website or give us a call and be an energy efficiency player of the game.
What's worse than standing in line at concessions? Now you can satisfy your appetite while remaining in your seat. With the mobile app Fan Food, you simply select Express Pickup and order your food. It is that simple. You deserve a VIP experience. Download Fan Food today.
Welcome back for the top of the 7th inning. 8, 9, and 1 due up for the Bend Elks. Peter Mendozona, Sam Linscott, and Gavin Rourke to follow. Case Matter will head out for a second inning of work. Matter went 3 up, 3 down, using just 7 pitches. 5 of them strikes, 2 balls thrown to Matt Dallas. Mendozona 0 for 2 tonight. Couple of groundouts for him. 1 back to Dylan Bishop on the mound and 1 to Mason Marenko at third base. Bats here in the 7th inning and takes a ball on the first pitch. Matter works out of the windup with nobody on. The 1-0 pitch, swung at and missed by Mendozona. A big swing on a pitch up in the zone, and it's 1-1. Mendozona hitting .224 at this point after going 0 for 2 on the night. Takes one up high, and it's 2-1. Matter with the 2-1 pitch. Catches the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pippins come into this game 5-3 in the second half in league play, on top of the North Division. Looking for wins in both halves of the season. Of course, something they've never done, as they just won the first half for the first time in franchise history this year. Fouled off by Mendozona. The count remains 2-2. The Walla Walla Sweets, a game behind them at 4-4. That's where Bend will head next. Bellingham at 5-7 are 2 games back. Wenatchee 2-6 are 3 games back, and Port Angeles is 1-4. They're 2.5 games back, but winning percentage last in the North Division. Strike 3 taken at the knees by Peter Mendozona. First strikeout for Case Matter, and that's out number 1 in the 7th. Here's Sam Linscott. Came into this game leading the team in both RBI and doubles. There haven't been any doubles in this game for the Bend Elks. However, they do have a triple and a home run, both of which came in the first inning. Linscott, the DH tonight, hitting at the bottom of the order, the 1-0 pitch. Fouled back over the press box, and it's 1-1. Mentioned it in last night's broadcast, Sam Linscott actually hit leadoff in all 3 games that the Pippins played in Bend, July 2nd through the 4th. And has hit at the bottom of the order in this series, or actually the last 2 games. He did hit in the middle of the order in the series opener. 1-1 pitch swung at and missed by Linscott, and it's 1-2. The Elks come into this game at the bottom of the South Division in the second half with a 2-3 record. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Case Matter. Linscott takes a pitch that's just a bit outside, according to Will Bennett. He is not as generous on the outside corner as Tim Heigl was last night. And whether that pitch is a strike or not, I can't tell, but I can tell you he's been pretty consistent about not giving that to pitchers as much as they want it. Matter misses inside. The count is full for Sam Linscott. Full count, 1 out, the payoff pitch. Swung at up high near the head of Sam Linscott, and strikeout number 2 of the inning and for the outing for Case Matter is out number 2 in the 7th. We head to the top of the order. Gavin Rourke, who bats for the 4th time tonight, he led off the game with a triple. Scored on a sacrifice fly in the first inning. First run of the game for the Elks. He also walked in the second inning and struck out looking in the 4th. It was just the second strikeout and only second and last strikeout for Dylan Bishop. First pitch misses for a ball to Rourke, 1-0. Ridgefield and Corvallis continue to duke it out. They went back and forth in the first half. Corvallis eventually notched the top spot in the South Division in the first half. This one fouled off by Gavin Rourke. Looked like it might have stayed in play, but hung up too long and tailed foul. That was one that actually crossed in front of the foul pole, which is a rarity here in Yakima County Stadium. So one of the easiest foul calls Will Bennett will have to make, looking down in the left field corner. 1 ball and 1 strike for Gavin Rourke. Matter delivers. Up high, taken for a ball. So Ridgefield at 7-1 are a half game ahead of Corvallis, who has played 1 more game and lost that extra game. They're 7-2. Cowlitz at 3-2 is 2.5 games back, and Portland at 4-4 are 3 games behind the Raptors, with Bend, as I said, in last at 2-3. Strike called on the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes for Gavin Rourke. Top of the 7th inning. Bend Elks scored all 4 of their runs in the first inning. They have not been able to score since. The Pippins, meanwhile, have added 7 runs over 3 different innings. The 2-2 pitch misses low and inside, and the count is full. So another full count for Case Matter. Here comes the payoff pitch. Checks his swing on the outside corner. That one called a strike. And Case Matter strikes out the side in the top of the 7th. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Time to stretch. Pippins leading 7-4. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Sure glad we went to Les Schwab.
I'm glad the baby's still happy.
Well, I'm just glad that along with tires, Les Schwab also does brakes, alignment, and a bunch of other safety services. I mean, if we'd gone to a cheap tire store instead, I'd be a doggone wreck.
My thoughts exactly.
Les Schwab Tires. Proud to be ranked #1 in overall customer satisfaction for aftermarket tire replacement by J.D. Power 2 years in a row.
Our staff loves baseball, and we know how to match you with the perfect vehicle that fits your baseball lifestyle. We know that you'd rather be getting ready to head to the field or the big game, so we make sure you have the most efficient and stress-free experience as possible. So if you're a baseball fan in the market this month for a newer vehicle, go online or give us a call so that you can set up a time for you to experience our easy and upfront pricing and our hands-on trade-in process that will really ensure you have a great experience and get a great value while shopping with us. Harvest Auto, where we're happy to support you and the activities you love.
Welcome back for the bottom of the 7th inning. Pippins out in front, 7-4. Cameron Smith heads back out. He's thrown 1 2/3 innings so far. No hits against him. There was a sacrifice fly that scored a runner he inherited. He stranded the other runner that he inherited from starter Jack Slominski in the 5th inning. Pitched the 6th inning, 3 up, 3 down, including a strikeout. So 2 strikeouts for him in 1 2/3. He will face 2, 3, and 4, starting with Bryce Martin Grudzalanek, who's just getting out of the dugout now, followed by Sam Olson and Blake Dickman. Bryce told me today he was feeling loose, probably the loosest he has felt before a baseball game. He's just felt good all series long. Played on Tuesday and made some great defensive plays, as I showed you early on in the broadcast. He's made a great play out in shortstop today already as he takes strike 1 on a pitch that even the scoreboard operator thought was going to be called a ball. Kind of rolled his head when Bennett called it a strike. Here's the 0-1 from Cameron Smith. Misses up high, and it's 1-1. Smith works out of the windup, but he starts his windup stepping towards first base with his left foot, so stepping back, and then pauses there. Well, now works out of the stretch. The 1-1. Misses down low, and it's 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitch to Bryce. He lines this one into left field, and it's another base hit for Bryce Martin Grudzalanek. 2 for 4 on the night. He also reached on an error back in the 1st inning. Leads off the bottom of the 7th with a base hit. And here comes Sam Olson. Pippins with an opportunity to add to their lead. First base runner since back in the 5th inning when they scored a run to make it 7-4. Olson fouls off the first pitch, 0-1. Olson has 2 flyouts today. He also walked in the 3rd inning and came around to score on a wild pitch to tie the game in that bottom of the 3rd. Pippins would add 2 more runs in that inning to take a 6-4 lead, and they added 1 in the 5th. They're up 7-4. Throw over to first. Bryce is back in safely. Bryce did steal a base back in the 1st inning and was almost picked off in the 3rd. Here's the 0-1. Off the end of the bat is Sam Olson. Slow roller to the second baseman, Hauk, who bobbles it, throws over to first, and is able to get Olson on the ground out as Bryce moves up to second. So that will bring Blake Dickman to the plate with Bryce on second base and 1 out. Dickman 0 for 2 tonight, couple of strikeouts. Took the opportunity on a pitch that missed inside. Turned his leg and got hit by the pitch. Moved to second on a wild pitch, then moved to third on another wild pitch. and scored on a sacrifice fly by Alex Shanks. Here's the first pitch from Smith. Misses inside for a ball. Dickman and Mason Marenko up next are the last two batters who faced Jack Slominski before Smith came into the game. Dickman bats in the bottom of the 7th. 1 out, runner on second. The 1-0 pitch taken just below the knees for a ball, and it's 2-0. Bryce led off this inning with a base hit to left, his second single into left field. Moved to second on the ground out. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Bounces, but picked out of the dirt by Gavin Logan, who throws back to second. He gets past the second baseman, who was screened out of the play by Bryce Martin Grudzelanek, who trips over the third baseman. That's obstruction, but Bryce would likely have only been awarded third base. So they keep Bryce on third. I think Tim Heigl is going to have a conversation with Kyle Crustangel where he explains that the obstruction awarded him third base because Bryce tripped over Matt Dallas on his way into third. Dallas did not have the ball and was in the baseline. So that was obstruction there. But it does not automatically award him home. I don't believe there was obstruction on his way home. And a runner has to actually make an effort to take the next base in order to get the obstruction called. I think Kyle Crustangel is arguing that if he hadn't tripped over Matt Dallas and that ball gets by Dallas, Bryce might just keep running and score. And the umpires do have the ability to award the base they feel the runner would have been able to get to without the obstruction. But that ball hit off the wall next to the Pippins dugout and skipped back out. I mean, that would have been a tough play at home if Bryce had taken off. I think there's no way he gets that call without actually taking off for home, but it's a gamble for the Pippins. So Crustangel having a conversation with Heigl, and Crustangel just wants Heigl to talk to Will Bennett about it. Not really sure what Crustangel's pointing at. He's pointing at something on the third base side, into the stands almost. And now he's pointing all over the stadium. I have no idea what he is gesturing towards. It's really, I cannot make heads or tails of what Kyle Crustangel keeps pointing at. He pointed at something on the third base side. Pointed at something on the first base side towards home plate. Crustangel got his money's worth out of these two umpires earlier in the season when they were here in Yakima. And Heigl does not end up talking to Will Bennett about it. So it's 3 balls and no strikes for Dickman. The ball was in the dirt, picked clean by Gavin Logan. Bryce had taken a step towards third, so Logan went back to second. A fly ball into right field. Will Bryce test the arm of the right fielder Montez in shallow right? He takes a few steps. The throw goes up the line. Bryce is off the bag. The throw goes to third. Tag not in time. Bryce gets the hand back in. He drew the throw home. And it was up the line, but didn't get away from the catcher, but he was too far down the line, so they threw back to third. And he just narrowly got in safely. So Blake Dickman flies out, can't score the runner. Just a bit too shallow. But as I was saying, Bryce, after they threw back to second, the second baseman who was trying to cover had to look around Bryce and wasn't able to stop the ball, so it skips into center field, and Bryce took off for third. He got to third on the throwing error by the catcher. Mason Marenko with a swing and a miss behind 0-1 with 2 outs and Bryce on third. The 0-1 pitch from Smith fouled off by Marenko. No balls and 2 strikes. Tonight's 7th inning is brought to you by Yakima Pediatric Dentistry, located at 3909 Creekside Loop in Yakima. Yakima Pediatric Dentistry offers specialized care for infants kids and teens in a safe, fun environment for children as they begin their journey to maintaining a healthy smile. Line drive into right field, caught by Colin Montez. The Pippins get a runner on third, but leave him there. We turn to the eighth. Pippins leading 7-4. We'll be right back. You're tuning into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Stay connected and let Perry Technical Institute provide you with essential skills to take your career to the next level. Perry Tech offers 14 specialized programs, from instrumentation and industrial automation to medical technologies, agricultural and diesel equipment technology, and professional truck driving. In as little as 5 weeks, you could be on your way to a new rewarding career. Call Perry Technical Institute today at 509-453-0374 or visit perrytech.edu.
What has not traveling this last year really cost us? How about our peace of mind? It's time for a change of pace. Time to put aside the stress of the last year and get a new perspective with Fly YKM. Take back the time you lost and save time for what really matters. It's time for Fly YKM. Fly faster. Fly safer. Visit flyykm.com and connect to over 88 cities today.
Welcome back for the top of the eighth inning. New pitcher for the Pippins is Payson Sweeney. Sweeney has made 3 appearances for the Pippins in West Coast League play. 1.50 ERA, 6 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts for him, a tall right-hander. Last outing came on July 17th in Cowlitz a few days ago. Pitched 3 innings, allowing no runs on 1 hit, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. He will face 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup for the Bend Elks. Greg Fuchs, Colin Montez, and Chase Matheny, who will lead things off here in the top of the eighth. Pippins leading 7-4. The Bend Elks got the scoring started with a 4-run first inning thanks to a triple, a sacrifice fly, 2 walks, and a 3-run home run. Pippins did not score until the bottom of the second when Alex Shanks reached on an error. Taylor Holder walked. Austin Plante singled home a run, and Alex Fernandez grounded into a fielder's choice that scored the second run. They trailed 4-2 into the bottom of the third when Bryce Martin Grudzalonic started the inning with a base hit. Sam Olson walked. 2 strikeouts later, Alex Shanks doubles home Bryce Martin Grudzalonic. A wild pitch scores Olson and sends Shanks to third. Taylor Holder doubles him home, and Austin Plante singles him home, getting thrown out at second, trying to take advantage of a ball that had gotten away from the center fielder, but not far enough as it turned out, as he was thrown out at second. The Pippins took a 6-4 lead into the bottom of the 5th inning when they added 1 after Blake Dickman started the inning getting hit by a pitch, moved to second and third on 2 wild pitches, and scored on a sacrifice fly by Alex Shanks. First pitch fouled off by Greg Fuchs here in the top of the 8th. 0-1 count. Sweeney out of the windup. The 0-1 down low, swung at and missed on what looked like an off-speed pitch. Fuchs is 1 for 3 tonight. Single, strikeout, and a line out for him. Not in that order. Bats from the left side. The 0-2, they go outside, and he lays off. 1-2. All right-handers out of the mound out on the mound for the Pippins today. Right-handers for the Bend Elks as well. Right-hander Jack Slominski started the game. Cameron Smith pitched the last 2 2/3. Let's see if they make a change in the bottom of the 8th. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sweeney delivers. Swung on and missed. First strikeout on the first batter for Payson Sweeney, and that's out number 1 in the top of the 8th. Case Matter pitched the previous 2 innings in the 6th and 7th. Just faced 6 batters to get through it and struck out 3 of them. All 3 strikeouts came in the top of the 7th inning, 2 looking and 1 swinging for him. Here's Colin Montez. Takes at the knees for a called strike. Montez, a sacrifice fly for him, otherwise a pretty quiet night for him. Has not reached base so far. Here's the 0-1 from Payson Sweeney. Up high on the off-speed pitch. 1-1. Montez, who had turned in a great start to the series. He was 3 for 6 coming into today. So far is 0 for 2. The 1-1 pitch swung on and missed on the breaking ball. And it's 1-2. Sweeney with the 1-2. Outside corner, just off the plate, and it's 2-2. And outside corner, not Bennett's favorite to call. Home plate umpire tonight. As the Pippins try to complete the sweep, just the second sweep against a West Coast League opponent, if they can complete it. And Payson Sweeney doing his parts. 2 strikeouts in a row to start his outing here in the top of the 8th after Colin Montez swings and misses. Pippins swept the Ridgefield Raptors on June 11th through the 13th, including a 12-inning game that started that series. Won the next 2 to sweep them in the middle of a 12-game win streak that they went on. Here's Chase Matheny. First pitch, a breaking ball outside and high for ball 1. Also swept the Cascade Collegiate League All-Star team during that 12-game win streak. Here's the 1-0 pitch, misses down low, and it's 2-0. And then did not have another sweep until facing the Highline Bears last week, July 13th through the 15th. So they've swept 2 non-league opponents in 3-game series, and a hard hit grounder up the middle, diving but not getting it is Bryce Martin Grudzalonic, and Chase Matheny on with a base hit up the middle. The Bend Elks had not been able to get anybody aboard for, let me count them real quick, 16 batters, dating back to a 1-out walk Dylan Bishop issued in the top of the 3rd inning. He got the last 2 batters there, retired the next 6 straight, and then Case Matter retired another 6, and Payson Sweeney struck out the first 2 batters here in the 8th. So 16 in a row, finally broken up by a base hit by Chase Matheny here in the top of the 8th with 2 outs. First pitch misses up high to Gavin Logan, 1-0. Pippins have not been swept this season. They came close a couple of times. The Port Angeles Lefties and Cowlitz Black Bears won the first 2 games of their series before the Pippins won the series finales to prevent getting swept. Gavin Logan fouls one off, and it's 1-1. Logan bats from the left side, catching tonight for the Elks. He's 0 for 1 with 2 walks. He scored a run in the first inning. Runner on first base and 2 outs. Sweeney out of the stretch. The 1-1 pitch popped up out of play behind home plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sweeney looks in, glances at first, and comes set. Hands just above the belt. The 1-2 outside, fouled off by Logan to keep himself alive. Looked like a backdoor breaking ball that Logan's trying to protect himself from. Sweeney might be asked to throw the 9th inning as well. We'll see if they perhaps go back to Owen Wild, though. Owen Wild pitched 3 innings in the series opener on Tuesday. Landon Shire pitched an inning last night. Here's the 1-2 to Logan. Grounder up the middle. Bryce is right there. He'll step on second for the easy out. So the base hit allowed, but just to set up the easy third out for Bryce Martin Grudzalonic at shortstop. And the Pippins lead 7-4 into the bottom of the 8th. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Who knew it was so difficult to find the right bank?
I know. It's so confusing.
Checking out your banking options? Oh, sounds overwhelming.
The cloud of uncertainty!
Enough! With Banner Bank, it's easy to manage your finances, and help is here when you need it.
Be gone, Cloud!
Oh! Wait!
Built for action. Built for banking. Banner Bank.
If we win the lottery, we'd remodel our home.
We'd start with the kitchen.
And out back is where the big trucks will go.
Ben, you don't even live here anymore?
Hey, don't forget about Grandma.
Okay, family meeting. Come on.
Welcome to the Ice Dome.
Welcome back for the bottom of the 8th inning. Pippins out in front, 7-4. New pitcher for the Bend Elks. I believe it is Reed Madariaga. He was warming up earlier. Cameron Smith gets through 2 2/3 innings pitched. He allowed just 1 hit. 2 strikeouts for him. No runs, despite allowing or getting a runner over to third base. It is Madariaga who will come into the game here in the 8th inning, trying to keep the Pippins to their 3-run lead. And looking to add to the lead is Alex Shanks, Taylor Holder, and Austin Plante, 6, 7, and 8 for the Pippins. Shanks, with quite the game put together so far, reached on an error in the second, scored the first run of the game for the Pippins, had an RBI double that gave the Pippins the lead in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and also scored a run. Actually, his RBI double put the Pippins to within 1 run. He scored the run that gave the Pippins the lead and had a sacrifice fly in the 5th inning to put the Pippins up 7-4. Here's the 1-0. Took the first pitch for a ball. Singles through the left side. Diving to stop it is Mendozona, but only to keep it from trickling out into left field. Alex Shanks, have yourself a day. 2nd hit of the night. He's 2 for 3. Reached on an error that almost could have been called a hit as well. And we'll see what he can do now that he's on the base paths. Start things off in the bottom of the 8th. Here's Taylor Holder. Holder bats with Shanks on first. No outs here in the bottom of the 8th. First pitch, thought about it, takes, and it is called a ball, so it works out for him. Madariaga working out of the stretch. Here's the 1-0, and that skips away from Gavin Logan, but Shanks will stay put. It ended up rolling halfway down the first baseline. Shanks probably could have taken second on that, but it's a second ball for Taylor Holder. Madariaga at 5'6" is not exactly a towering presence on the mound. According to the roster here, he is the shortest member of the Bend Elks. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Holder. Popped up high into the night sky here in Yakima. I have lost this ball completely, and the right fielder has as well. That's going to drop. Taylor Holder had to wait, slides into second, and he's safe. Almost was put out at second on the force out. He was halfway between first and second to see if the ball would get caught. I'm glad I'm not the only one who couldn't find that ball. Gavin Rourke had a read on it, but he was the center fielder. The ball dropped halfway in between Austin Hauk, the second baseman, going out, and Montez, the right fielder, coming in. So Taylor Holder reaches on a base hit. 2 hits to start this inning here in the bottom of the 8th. No outs, and here's Austin Plante. Madariaga comes set, hands at the belt. Here's the first pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. Take a look at this ball out in the outfield that hit by Taylor Holder. Hit it high in the night sky. Sun has not set completely. Got it up above the lights, and that's always a tough one here in Yakima. And Austin Houck heads out. Montez racing in. Neither of them know where the ball is. It ends up dropping between them, and Taylor Holder is able to slide into second base, preventing the lead out there after they tried to recover and salvage that play. Austin Plante takes the ball, and it's 1-1. Plante 2 for 3 tonight. 2 RBI base hits in this game. The 1-1 pitch fouled off, and it's 1-2. Alex Fernandez, bottom of the order on deck, and if we get to that point, the top of the order behind him, Chase Graves. Runners on first and second and no outs for Plante. He'll look to get this ball to the left side if he can, or something into the outfield. Ball gets away from Logan again. Taylor Holder thought about going to third, but then turned back for second. Actually, let me correct that. Plante will look to pull something into right field if he can to help move over Alex Shanks on second. Got a little twisted up there. Shanks on second, Taylor Holder on first base. Here's the 2-2. Misses outside. The count is full. Full count and no outs with runners on first and second. The Pippins looking to score for the first time since the 5th inning. They lead 7-4. The payoff pitch. Plante gets a piece of that one, fouls it into the Bend dugout, keeping himself alive. Madariaga just came into the game here in the 8th inning. He gave up 2 singles to start the inning, although Taylor Holder's base hit untouched in right field definitely should have been caught. Tonight's 8th inning is brought to you by the Yakima Herald Republic. For all game reports and news about the Pippins, read the Yakima Herald Republic either in print or online. The Yakima Herald Republic, they tell the Pippins stories, runs produced out of both the top and bottom of the lineup, which at times we've seen really only half of the lineup heat up at any given time. Today they've put it all together. Some excellent hitting out of them. Dylan Bishop, even though he did run into trouble in the first inning, giving up 4 runs, did really on 3 swings of the bat, a leadoff triple, a sacrifice fly, and a 3-run home run following 2 walks. Finished out the last 4 innings without a run. He went 5 innings, 3 hits, 4 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Case Matter throws 2 perfect innings, the 6th and 7th, including 3 strikeouts in the 7th as Austin Plante walks to load the bases here in the bottom of the 8th. And Payson Sweeney throws a clean 8th. He does allow a single after striking out the first 2 batters, but then gets a ground ball for a fielder's choice to end that inning. So great pitching for the Pippins again, outside of 1 inning. Just like last night, Peyton Stumbo had some trouble in the first, finished out the rest of his outing without any real trouble. And a 3-run inning in the 6th. Tied the game up last night before the Pippins took the lead for the final time in the 8th. Infield playing in for Alex Fernandez with the bases loaded. He takes a pitch on the outside corner for a called strike, and Fernandez shakes his head. I think I probably agree with him. That one was a little further off the plate than Bennett has been willing to go tonight. Bases are loaded and no outs with Fernandez at the plate. He hits a lot of ground balls. That's why the infield's playing in. The 0-1 pitch misses up high, and it's 1-1. Does not have an extra base hit in West Coast League play, though we have seen him hit the ball hard against non-league opponents. And an RBI fielder's choice in the 2nd inning, his 3rd RBI of the season. Otherwise, he's 0 for 3 tonight. The 1-1 pitch fouled off. That caught a piece of someone behind the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I think it caught a piece of Gavin Logan, the catcher. Fernandez just tries to get this one either through the infield or in the air. On the ground could be trouble. But with no outs, they've got some room to play with. One ball and 2 strikes. Madariaga set and delivers the 1-2 low and inside. Logan blocks it in the dirt to keep the runners where they are. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Alex Shanks led off this inning with a base hit through the left side of the infield. Taylor Holder hit a fly ball into right that got lost in the night sky and dropped by the Elks. And Austin Plante walked to load the bases with no outs. Here in the bottom of the 8th, 2-2 pitch on the way to Fernandez. Takes inside for a ball. That was a close one. It got on him in a hurry. So a full count. Second batter in a row with a full count. Madariaga in danger of forcing home a run with a walk. He comes set. The 3-2 pitch. Taken down low. Fernandez held onto the bat just to be sure. And it is a bases loaded walk that scores the 8th run of the game for the Pippins. They now lead 8-4 in the bottom of the 8th as this inning continues. The merry-go-round gets started for the Pippins. That's just the 4th walk of the season for Alex Fernandez. The infield will remain in against Chase Graves, who is 0 for 4 tonight. First pitch swinging and missing, no balls and 1 strike. I know he'll be disappointed when he watches this back that I mentioned he is the only batter in the lineup for the Pippins who has not reached base tonight. But I say it to note that he's due. The 0-1, he takes low and away. Logan, it gets away from him but stays on the dirt. Runners stay where they are, 1-1. Due for a hit here in the bottom of the 8th. Bases loaded and no outs. 1 run has already been forced home on the bases loaded walk. Infield playing in against him. Doesn't need to be a big hit. The 1-1 swung at and missed, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes for Chase Graves. Madariaga set. Here comes the 1-2. Fouled off that time. Keep himself alive. The second baseman, Austin Hauk, playing a little closer to second base, protecting that hole up the middle. First baseman, Greg Fuchs, is actually way off the first base bag. Alex Fernandez is not even leading off of first as far as Fuchs is. The 1-2 fouled off by Graves again as he works deeper into this count. Working more pitches out of Madariaga. Which kind of makes you wonder why Fernandez is not at least even with Fuchs at first. I guess he gets about even or even further on his secondary, so that makes sense. The 1-2 pitch again. Takes outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Breaking ball looked good out of the hand. Graves thought about it but lays off as it breaks away for a ball. Timeout called by Gavin Logan, who's got something in his eye. Shortstop Peter Mendozona playing about halfway between second and third base so that the third baseman Dallas can protect the line. On third base is Taylor Holder, Austin Plante at second, and Alex Fernandez on first. The 2-2 taken at the knees for a called strike 3. And Chase Graves is the first out here in the bottom of the 8th. So that'll bring Bryce Martin Grudzalonic to the plate, having a game as well. He's 2 for 4 tonight. He reached on an error in the first and stole a base. Singled in the third and ended up scoring. And singled in the 7th. Was moved over to second. Moved to third on a throwing error by the catcher on a attempted back pick. Here's the first pitch from Madariaga on the outside corner for a called strike. Almost made more impressive by the fact that Bryce has been disappointed with at least one strike call in every at-bat from Will Bennett behind the plate. He's not getting the calls that he likes, but he's still putting the ball in play. Here's the 0-1. Fouled back to the backstop. No balls and 2 strikes for Bryce. His future teammate Alex Fernandez stands on first base. He walked to force home run with the bases loaded as the 4th batter in this inning. The 0-2 pitch fouled off by Bryce Martin Grudzalonic, and the count remains 0-2. Pippins leading 8-4 here in the bottom of the 8th. 2 leadoff base hits and 2 walks, followed by the strikeout by Chase Graves. 1 out in the inning. No balls and 2 strikes for Bryce Martin Grudzalonic. Batting against Reed Madariaga. Will be asked to get through this 8th inning despite the struggle. Might be asked to throw, hopefully won't need a 9th as Bryce fouls another one off and the count remains 0-2. Bend, as I mentioned, they will head to Walla Walla tomorrow for a weekend series against the Sweets. And though Bend potentially on the way to getting swept here in Yakima, the Pippins will hope for a little bit of help. The Bend Elks might be able to score a couple of wins in Walla Walla. Striking out swinging was Bryce Martin Grudzalonic. Logan throws back to first. Fernandez back in safely. Fernandez showed probably the quickest I've ever seen him move, getting back to that bag, and a great slide where he was way behind the first base bag, just stuck his hand out to stay safe on that play. Bryce strikes out. He did get a piece of the ball, but it was tipped back into the glove. So he's the 2nd out. Bases are still loaded here in the bottom of the 8th. 1 run across so far in this inning. Here's the first pitch to Sam Olson, who takes high for a ball. Olson 0 for 3. He walked in the 3rd inning. Ended up scoring the tying run on a wild pitch. Here's the 1-0. Popped up in the infield. Foul territory. Catcher Gavin Logan over to make the catch, and that is out number 3. So 2 singles and a walk loads the bases. Alex Fernandez walks to force home a run, but 2 strikeouts and a flyout end the bottom of the 8th. We turn to the 9th. Pippins now ahead 8-4. We'll be right back. You're tuned into Pippins Baseball on the Pippins Broadcast Network.
Be an energy efficiency hero. Install high-efficiency natural gas equipment, and you can be just like Cascade's most energy-efficient player of the game. Match his ERA of $710. Put some runs on the board by upgrading your furnace, improving your home's insulation, and switching to a condensing tankless water heater. Cascade's bench is deep with both residential and commercial incentives. Check them out at our website or give us a call and be an energy efficiency player of the game.
What's worse than standing in line at concessions? Now you can satisfy your appetite while remaining in your seat. With the mobile app Fan Food, you simply select Express Pickup and order your food. It is that simple. You deserve a VIP experience. Download Fan Food today.
Welcome back for the top of the 9th inning. Payson Sweeney will return to finish things off. He pitched the 8th inning, struck out the first 2 batters to extend the string of retired Elks batters to 16 straight, but then allowed a single to Chase Matheny. Gavin Logan hit a grounder up the middle. Bryce Martin Grudzalonic picks it up and steps on the second base bag to end that inning. So Sweeney back out for the 9th. He came into the 8th with a 7-4 lead, and being asked to come back out for the 9th, that does make him eligible for the save. I'm about 99.9% certain he will face Matt Dallas to start things off here in the ninth. First pitch misses outside for a ball. Six, 7, and 8 due up in this inning. Dallas, Austin Houck, and Peter Mendizona as Sweeney misses down low again, and it's 2-0. The Pippins certainly appreciative of the fact that Reed Madariaga comes into the eighth inning, runs into some trouble, and the Elks don't waste another arm. They let him finish it out. As I said, the Pippins, although they've already punched their ticket to the playoffs, they would like to win the second half as well in the North Division and be winners of both halves. A 3-0 pitch in there for a called strike to Matt Dallas, and it's 3-1. And Walla Walla is one game behind the Pippins right now at 4-4. So with Bend heading to Walla Walla, they like to keep as many arms fresh as possible. Hopefully try to take one or more. Dallas fouls another one off, and the count is full. Actually, Walla Walla has lost tonight 1-0 against the Wenatchee Apple Sox. That game got done in a hurry, 2 hours and 11 minutes in Walla Walla. So they're now 1.5 games back. It'll be 2 if the Pippins finish off this win. The payoff pitch to Matt Dallas, outside corner, taken. Strike 3, strikeout number 3 for Payson Sweeney. And here's Austin Houck. Actually, it looks like it'll be a substitute. And I believe it is Daniel Garcia. So number 14 pinch hits for number 13. With one out and nobody on. So Wenatchee with the win over Walla Walla. They're now 2.5 games back. First pitch swinging was Garcia. Shallow fly ball in left center. Chase Graves covered a lot of ground and makes the catch right in front of Alex Shanks. That's one of the benefits of being a center fielder. You get to call off anyone you want, and Alex Shanks could do nothing but let him take it and watch. Peter Mendizona will bat with 2 outs and nobody on. Payson Sweeney 1 out away from his first save of the season. Other games in the West Coast League, the Cowlitz Black Bears defeated the Portland Pickles. So they actually won the series against Portland after losing the series opener. And the only other game going on right now in the West Coast League, Ridgefield in Port Angeles. That game is tied at 8 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Mendizona after taking strike 1. He swings at the 0-1, and it's 0-2 after the foul tip. So Sweeney 1 strike away. Sweeney out of the windup. The 0-2 pitch to Mendizona. Checks his swing. Did he go? No, he did not. The ball back at the backstop anyways. But Mendizona did not take off running. So who knows whether if he gets rung up on that, he's able to beat it out down to first. 1 ball and 2 strikes for the shortstop Mendizona, who's 0 for 3, 2 groundouts and a strikeout for him. He struck out looking to lead off the top of the 7th inning against Case Matter. Here comes the 1-2 from Payson Sweeney. Taken low and away. He lays off that time. They tried to go back to the same pitch, hoping he would this time let the bat loose, and he does not. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander Sweeney with the 2-2 pitch. Off speed, popped up. That'll go out of play on the first base side. So the count remains 2-2. Sweeney has now thrown 30 pitches, 18 of them for strikes over his 1 2/3 so far. Here comes the 2-2 again. Just misses off the plate outside, full count. Looked like it might have been a bit high as well. Mendozona, I think, thanked Will Bennett for not calling that one a strike. So full count. Here comes the payoff pitch from Sweeney. That was in there for a strike, but fouled off by Mendozona. Mendozona continues to draw more pitches out of Payson Sweeney, who's working with a 4-run cushion. He came into the game with a 3-run lead. Pippins added 1 in the 8th. They're up 8-4. Sweeney through the windup. Here comes the payoff pitch once more. Misses outside. It's a walk to Peter Mendozona. Well, he got 2 strikeouts to start the 8th inning before allowing a single. Strikeout and a flyout start the 9th. He walks Peter Mendozona. Here's the bottom of the order, Sam Linscott, who was also 0 for 3 tonight, a line out and a ground out before he struck out. Actually, this is a new batter as well. Bryce Tweet, pinch hitting. First pitch in there for a called strike. Tweet made an appearance last night as a pinch runner. He pinch ran for the catcher Omar Veloz in the top of the 9th inning, representing the tying run at that point. Made it to second base, but was not able to tie the game up. Here's the 0-1 over the heart of the plate. No. A balk called on Payson Sweeney. Not sure exactly. Must have been that he didn't come set. I didn't see anything else out of the ordinary that would have been called. So balk called sends Mendozona to second base. (0-1) count for Tweet still. The pitch. He hits that one in on the hands. He thought it was a foul ball, but it instead had a lot of spin, but it was up the middle. Alex Fernandez picks it up, has plenty of time, and throws to first. That is out number 3. Bryce Tweet barely made it out of the box by the time he was thrown out. The Pippins sweep the Bend Elks in 3 games, the second West Coast League opponent, 4th overall 3-game series sweep for the Yakima Valley Pippins this season as they continue to tear things up in the West Coast League. They win the first half of the North Division, and they're on top in the North, still here in the second half with a 6-3 record against West Coast League opponents in the second half. 4 runs for the Bend Elks in the top of the first off of Dylan Bishop. A leadoff triple, sacrifice fly, 2 walks, and a 3-run home run. Those were all the runs the Bend Elks were able to put together in this one. Meanwhile, the Pippins chipped away slowly. In the bottom of the second, they scored 2 runs thanks to RBI base hit by Austin Plante and an RBI fielder's choice for Alex Fernandez. Cut the lead in half. Then in the bottom of the 3rd inning, Bryce Martin Grudzelanek leads off with a base hit. Sam Olson walks. Alex Shanks doubles Bryce home, putting Olson on 3rd with Shanks on 2nd. Olson scores on a wild pitch to tie the game. Taylor Holder doubles Shanks home to give the Pippins their first lead of the night. And Austin Plante drives in Taylor Holder with a hit to give the Pippins a 6-4 lead. They add runs in the 5th and the 8th inning and walk away with an 8-4 victory here in game number 3. The Pippins will look to ride this momentum into Wenatchee. You know, Kyle Crustangel is smiling a little bit, seeing how well this team is playing as they head into Wenatchee, his former stomping grounds in the previous West Coast League seasons. Left in 2019, and he's here with the Pippins in 2021, ready to make his first trip back. We'll be with the team 6:35 p.m. start time tomorrow night in Wenatchee, right here on Mixler Audio at Pippins Baseball. You can find the link to that at pippinsbaseball.com/live as well. Until then, I've been Chris Rosado Jr. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you